Hello, everybody. Welcome aboard. Happy Friday. It's good to see you all. I was talking to some folks before we got started tonight, and I mentioned that I haven't felt this like nervous excitement about firing up a stream in a very long time. I have been looking forward to being able to stream this for months, even weeks since. Oh, hey. He was low. Where'd he go? There he is. Where you going, buddy? It's been tough, man. It's been tough to go back to X-Plane. It's been tough to. It's just been. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you something right off the bat here, okay? That doesn't look great. But it works. Just wait and you'll see. Yeah. Here we are. So I'm going to say a bunch of thank yous, and then we're going to get the show on the road, and we're going to go from there. I'm not going to be able to say hello to everybody today. I'm going to do my best as we go on. And, yeah, because people just want to go see flying. So, let's go from the top here. Stealth Bob, thanks, my friend. Lord Traycon, Shinrar Valar, Riot Juice, This Show Not Found with the 38 months with a tier 3. X-Plane Master, thanks, my friend. Kujis, thanks for the 5 subs. Sean M, thanks for the 9 months. Nightbird, thank you very much for the 11 months, man. Appreciate that. 404, thanks for gifting 20 subs. Hunter Shook, thank you very much for 9 months as well. Ernie the Cat, you did beat Bill this week, I'm pretty sure. 44 months. Thank you very much, man. Kiwi Cat, thank you very much. J10 Games, Jayla Morris TV, Dogo DR, thank you for the bits, man. I don't even think we're at the bits yet. No, that's the next one. Nick414, Jamie Cole, Nightbird, thanks for the bits. Dan Vermont, thank you for 38 months. Saldino, thank you for the bits. North GA Gaming, thanks for the host. Ian, thank you very much for the gifted subs. I do appreciate that, man. Boeing Man, thank you very much as well for the gifted subs. Thank you so much.
Topless pool day.
This will be better than topless pool day. Oh, yeah. 2 Bravo Mike, thank you very much. Tim PE, thanks for the 44 months, man. Tim, thank you again for gifting 25 subs. Cheers to you, sir. Thank you very much. Iowa Scotsman, thank you very much. 505 Northman, K-Buff Aviator, thank you very much, sir. Blackview Q35HR, thank you very much. BH Wild 18 and UEHM, thank you guys all so much. Thank you guys all so much. I really do appreciate it. I genuinely appreciate it. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit here, okay, so it's a little less annoying. Yeah. Cosmic, thanks for 16 months. Cage of Cacti, thanks for 28 months. Excited about the golf stream, right? Cheers very much, guys. Thank you so much. Now, this isn't awake. This is a...
Your safe word must be at least 8 characters in length and contain 1 uppercase, 1 lowercase, 1 number, and 1 special character.
Thanks, Nightbird. We're here. We made it. So, the embargo lifted this morning. I'm sure a bunch of you guys saw a bunch of people streaming this afternoon. I have been sitting around working with bated anticipation, waiting for tonight to be able to fly around and stream. We tried to get Pilot Edge working. There are still some kinks to work out there, I guess. Still some stuff that we're working through. So here we are. Rest assured, people are going to be working all weekend. I'm probably not supposed to say that, but hey, it's fine. And yeah. So let me start off by saying I was given a press copy. If you haven't figured that out, Microsoft graciously sent me a copy of this game. I have the Steam version of the video game, the sim, whatever you want to call it, in addition to all of the hardware and stuff they sent me a couple of weeks ago. So thank you to them. Let that cloud my judgment as you think it will. All the stuff we're taking a look at tonight is stock in the sim. There are no third-party add-ons running. There is nothing extra being added to this sim. Everything is out of the box. My plan tonight is to look at some geographic locations, look at a few different airplanes, and just sort of have a good time. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Eastern Time, 5 o'clock British Summer Time, 11 o'clock GMT, I'm going to be doing a multiplayer stream with Squirrel and a few other people. I'll let them reveal as they wish. So if you wanted to see some multiplayer stuff, we're going to do that. I will also be live again on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of next week. I got to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, dude. It's going to be a rough day. It's going to be an afternoon nap in my future. Curious why they sent Steam versus the Microsoft Store. It looks like they sent all of the European folks Microsoft Store keys, and they seem to have sent the Americans the Steam keys, near as I can tell. So, yeah. Bells. Good to see him, man. Well, again, I'm sorry. I'm not going to... today is not going to be a day to say hello to everybody. I'm going to do my best as we go, but I think we really want to see the sim. So, we're going to do a little flight around New York to start the night off here. I'm going to add some gas to ye ol' airplane. I'm not really going to talk to... I don't know. We can talk about whatever. My plan was not to sit here and you know, narrate and everything. It's to just go flying. And we'll try to fly relatively close to realistically and go... Oh, actually, before we go flying, hang on. This is very important. You're good. Is it bedtime? Hi. Hi. You are all smiles, aren't you? You want to see yourself? You want to say something? Or are you just going to move it around? Yeah, let me put this over here so you don't knock my beer over. Be a very unfortunate evening. You going to put it back? Hi. Hi. Hello? No? You're not talking today? Yeah. Oh, here we go. Ha. Ah. All right, friend. You need to look at the camera. Yeah, now you're going to talk, aren't you? You got to look at the camera and say hello. You're being shy, aren't you? All right, my friend. Have a good night. Get some... Okay, bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Her and her greasy hair from the French fries, yes. All right, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah, that's good enough. Bye-bye. Nah, we're good. She's tired. All right, where was I? Dusty Prop, thanks for 28 months. Nightbird, thanks for the bits, man. Appreciate it. Bits for the TV stinker. Oh my gosh, yes. She took her shirt off this evening while I was having dinner. All right. Let's go flying. Still better mic technique than you're going to hear on VATSIM next week. Yeah, this is 172. No, I'm not going to do that. Oh, yeah, and I have the default tail number because I forgot to change it. Well, remind me to change that. Hey. Remind me to change that next time. I have real live world whatever traffic turned on. So maybe we'll see some folks out here. All right, let's get this thing fired up. What do you say? Let's go flying. Alternator battery switch. Make sure all the controls are working. They are. And we're going to crack the throttle. Full on the mixture. Beacon on. Landing light on. Nope, no, sorry. Taxi light, nav light on. Fuel pump comes on for a moment. Prime that sucker up. There we go. Crack it. Brakes are set. Let's start the engine. Clear prop. All right. T's good. Yep, coming up. And we're going to go Avionics Masters on. I have not used this 430-530 yet, but I don't have a lot of confidence given the state of the rest of the avionics. If you're curious, by the way, frames are down here in the bottom right corner. I know people care about that. I've been keeping an eye on that as we go here. Transponder on. Altitude 1200. We're not going to worry about the autopilot. All right. The plan tonight for the first flight is to fly the Hudson Corridor. Because why not? So, let me get 4 flight up here. I don't have any of the moving map stuff for 4 flight, but it's fine. We'll get there eventually. We are not in Boston. We are in New York City. We're going to fly down the Hudson corridor and then make our way around New York City, and we'll go land at JFK. And then we'll go do something else in a different airplane. We're starting off in ye ol' 172. Thanks, Tim. Lights. There we go. What's the weather doing here? Uh, 0407 knots.
Retard.
What are my runway options? Hang on. Oh, we'll take off runway 04. It's right over there. Never mind that seam in the runway. It happens. Alright. Terminal's over there. Taxiway should be over here. Up we go. Crazy Diamond, thanks for 44 months, man. Gary C, thank you for 7 months. This version of X and Viral is looking pretty good, right? It actually works, too. Did you get taxi clearance? Of course I did. Why does the prop look off-center? Probably because of where I'm sitting. If I center my view up here, the prop looks fine. I don't know, that's close enough, right? I don't actually know where the taxiway's at. Oh, there it is. So what I will say is that so cameras and stuff have been something that we've talked about. The cameras are a little bit on the rough side. I found that the second time I set the cameras up were a lot easier than the first time. At some point in the next couple of weeks, we're going to do just a full setup stream. I'm going to walk you through my joystick configuration and all that stuff. I didn't think that's something we wanted to do tonight. Tonight we want to go flying. That's all we really care about here. So, yeah. Does the TOLUS work? Does the TOLUS ever work? Thank you again to guys that gifted the subs. Thank you guys all for your support. I really do appreciate that. First time I've seen the GNS 530. Yeah, we'll play around with that a little bit up in the air. Like I said, I don't know. The avionics have some slant golf issues. There's some areas of improvement that's necessary there. Like, what I will say about the avionics is I would be confident flying this plane on pilot edge, slant golf. But I would not be confident, or sorry, slant alpha, but I would not be confident flying this plane on pilot edge slant golf. I'd be okay with the VOR radios and whatnot, but I have no confidence flying this thing using a GPS with procedures and whatnot, just based on what I had in the earlier alphas. Is this the new Flight Sim? Yes, it is. We are in Flight Sim 2020, also known as Microsoft Flight Simulator. All right, runway 4 identified. Lines up with our doohickey here. We'll set the altimeter. Why not? Let's go flying. Actually, why is the audio so quiet? Give me a moment here before we go flying. Let me make sure everything is turned up. We want to get those sounds in here, man. What's the point of flying the sim if you ain't got any sounds? Because the sim sounds real good. It does feel like it's kind of quiet, though. General. Oh, he's such a tease. It's already, it's up at max. All right, here we go. Let's go flying. Hold that center line. Power is up. T's and P's are in the green. Airspeed's coming up. I need to set curves on my rudders here. There's rotation. Yeah, we are flying. Uh-oh. My trim button ain't working. Oh, I put the trim on the wrong button. That's what it is. Oops. Okay. And yes, Sorcerer Dave, I am cheating by using Golden Hour. How much did Daha Sakata pay for all the free ad space? Who knows, man? They partner with a lot of plane makers. I don't think people that are looking to buy TBMs are going to go to the sim and say, maybe I should use the sim first. All right, let's make our way northwestish here. Go to 1,000 feet, head across or head up to the Hudson, and then we'll make our way down ye ol' Hudson corridor. Go from there. Runaway trim. Nah, it wasn't working. I bound the trim to the wrong buttons. The normal trim button I use is apparently not the new trim button, but I do have trim. So that's fortunate. Oops. Don't pull the throttle back that much. Yeah. So this city is all photogrammetry. I don't know that it's really done. They don't really know that they've done much touching up to it. That the airport we took off out of, they definitely hadn't touched up. I think JFK is one of their custom airports, right? I should probably know this, but I don't. What if I want the ye new Hudson corridor? Well, I don't know. JFK's headcrafted, yeah. So you like this 172? Yeah, I don't mind the 172. It flies well. It flies fine. I mean, my only real criticism might be that, like, the 172 I fly takes a lot more rudder. Bring the power back a little bit there. Let's shoot for about 2,500 RPMs. Yeah, the 172 I fly in the real world takes a lot more rudder, but I think it's because the airplane crashed at some point, and it got a little bendy. A new quarter just drops the ye. The new Hudson corridor. We should have flown this like a diamond or something, probably. I'll tell you, man, like, it's just, I'm so excited to fly this thing. Bend the rudder, trim tab. So, with our 172 a while back, I opened a squawk on it saying, man, I just did a 2-hour flight in this 172, and my leg hurts because I had to sit there and hold the rudder pedal in the entire time in cruise. And the way the 172 works is it doesn't have trim. It doesn't have rudder trim, I should say. It's got a trim tab on the back that you bend, and the way you're supposed to bend it is so that you basically don't have to push the rudder down when you're in cruise. That's the goal. So, they responded, the maintenance guy responded back with, it's the trim tab, the plane got wrecked at some point, and the trim tab is, not great, and yada, 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 and it's just always going to fly crooked. And I kid you not, like a week later, somebody else flew that airplane, had the same problem with it. I'm pretty sure they bent the trim tab even more because now the plane flies pretty straight when you're at straight and level. Let's make it daytime. Let's get more sunlight. There we go. A little more sunlight out here. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, you still get some of the pointy buildings. So I'm running my settings on high end. There is an ultra setting that I'm not using. I'm not doing it because my machine won't run it. I'm doing it because I want my stream to be able to run and function. We're at 35, 40 FPS. GPU utilization, 75%. CPU is, of course, pegged as much as it's going to be pegged. And, yeah, overall, the experience is pretty smooth. Although I think there might be some trees in the road. Definitely some trees down there. Overrunning. It's like a scene from I Am Legend. Microsoft just has to be good enough. London Controller, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hey, I'm Sam. How you doing? You just flew over my mom's apartment. I can't even hear her asking why I haven't called. Hey, Marshall, where are you? What part of New York are you in, man? Are you in Manhattan? Phoenix Ghost, thanks for 20 months. McShiggity Pilot, thanks for 39 months. And Medic Dan, thank you for 26 months, guys. Appreciate that. How can we fly a plane and not have a beer? Cheers, my friends. Thank you guys very much. How are the systems fidelity? Depends on the airplane you're flying. The GPS in this plane ain't great. I don't know how the 530 and 430 is. I haven't played around with these yet. The G1000 is, it's okay. You know, it isn't the best, but it's fine. The system's fidelity is about what I expected. I would say the systems on most of the airplanes are somewhere between FSX and X-Plane 11's default aircraft. If you're coming into this sim and you are expecting a high fidelity study level experience from the default aircraft, you're kidding yourself to think you're going to get that. What you're going to get is an experience that is good enough for the masses. If you go look at Twitch and see the people that are streaming it and the people that are having a damn good time with it, I will say, a lot of people are flying around in the exterior view with Xbox controllers and the gauges and all that stuff on, and they're all having a blast with it too. So those kind of people, the fidelity is totally fine. For the hardcore simmers, the people that are looking to do instrument practice and things like that, maybe it's not the best. But so my plan is to do some instrument stuff on Monday. We're gonna fly around VFR tonight, check out some places, check out some aircraft. We're gonna do some multiplayer tomorrow morning, and then Monday I'm gonna hop in, hopefully be on Pilot Edge, and we'll go do some instrument work. We'll do some approaches and shoot some stuff like that. I'll set some weather. We'll get some nice good low clouds and whatnot, and it'll be good. I've heard the 152 fidelity is great. Yeah. I think the worst. Not the worst, but the lower end the flight instruments are, the better the fidelity is, the better the overall perceived fidelity is going to be. It's when you start looking at some of the glass stuff that it sort of falls apart a little bit. I haven't actually flown the Hudson Quarter. That's a pretty good looking Statue of Liberty. You can check out Newark while we're here. Why not? But I'm going to tell you, man, my experience with the Sims so far, the most fun I've had has been firing up with a couple of buddies, going out and doing some bush flying in the Super Cub, the Carbon Cub. Like, that has, without question, been the #1 most fun thing I have done in this sim yet. And it absolutely fantastic way to spend an afternoon. Like, you're at the point where you don't even care about the fidelity of the systems, because you can just, like, all right, we're gonna go fly some. Let's land on that sandbar. If you saw Paul's multiplayer video, that's easily been my favorite. That's been my favorite play session to date. Let's go see JFK. Default planes are Carinetto level. Actually, Cranky, that's probably not a bad. It's probably not a bad comparison. I hate to do that, but I think they fly better than Carinetto planes are going to. The 172, like I said, flies pretty well with, maybe a couple exceptions. Good to see you, by the way, Cranky, and thank you, Cranky, for 7 months, man. Medic Dan, I think I said thank you, but thank you as well. Cheers to both you guys. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. Frugal! Is Frugal here? I didn't see him. Hey! Frugal, how you doing, man? Do a barrel roll. Okay. We're gonna have to get some altitude for that, though. Yeah, dude, I have just been so excited to do. I heard some rumors about when the embargo was gonna get lifted. Nothing was confirmed to me, and then I got the confirmation email yesterday morning/afternoon, and my hope was that I'd be able to stream this tonight, because I had no idea what the hell I was doing tonight if we weren't doing 2020. So yeah, very, very excited about that.
Bits for the TV stinker.
There. Yes, the child. Move the clouds for more sunlight. We're on real world weather, man. We're gonna get plenty of sunlight later. Do you think 2,000 feet's enough to try to roll this airplane? I wonder if Austin got a copy of this. I know of plenty of X-Plane developers that got their hands on the SDK. I won't say who, but I know a few. The 172 spins harder and more violent than real. The real thing is benign by comparison. I've not spun a 172. I don't think I can get a 172 into utility category. Maybe by myself. Okay, can we do this with this much altitude? I'm hoping to get FS 2020, and I'm just wondering, what are your specs? Ryzen 3900X, RTX 2080 Ti, 32 gigs of RAM, and a couple of 2 terabyte NVMe's. That was all right. Yeah, specs are below 2. Snap roll, not barrel roll. Do it again. Oh, man. I'm not sure you can snap roll this thing, man. All right, JFK's over this way somewhere, right? Yeah, it's going to be on the other side of that body of water there. So we'll go check out that airport, and then we'll go check out something else here. Minneapolis getting tornadoes right now, and the sun is setting. Fly through on live weather. We can do that. We can go there next. That was one of my plans, was to find some live weather somewhere and see what we could do. Yeah, we'll run out to Minneapolis and see what a line of thunderstorms looks like. Is this an upgrade to X-Plane or something new? This is the brand new Microsoft Flight Simulator that's coming out on Tuesday. The much anticipated. So, talking about the ortho and the photogrammetry and all that stuff, I'm not going to be an apologist for the quality when you're down low. I'm going to say that when you are 2,000 to 5,000 feet is really when this sim is shining. You know, when we're kind of around this altitude here and we're just able to see buildings and trees, and with the exception of the pointy stuff in the LOD in the distance, like around 2,000 to 5,000 feet, in my opinion, is where this sim really, really, really shines. The most fun I've been having has been flying around in these types of situations. At some point, they gotta remove the skirts under the bridges. Yeah. The bridges are a weak point. That's for sure. But I think the bridges are a weak point on like the photogrammetry stuff. Yes, I have a gigabit internet connection. It's just under 100 gigabytes to download, all said and done. There was a 2 gigabyte download from, in my case, Steam. And then there was an additional 95 or so gigabytes to download once you fired the client up. And then the data, the client itself streams in data as we're flying around. This is the new Flight Sim, Black Panda. How you doing? I pre-ordered this the day it came on Steam. Yeah, Louis Puff, how you doing, buddy? Do I stream in 4K? No. So I'm running the sim in 1600p, 16 by 9. It's like 2560 or something by 1600. And then I actually stream in 1080p. Yeah. So if you live down there, we could find your house. Of course, the first thing everybody does that can is try to find their own house.
The tuxedo store kept hovering over me when I was browsing. So I asked him to leave me alone. He said, fine, suit yourself. Quote.
404, thank you for the bits, man. Cheers, dude. I appreciate it. Be the Gamer 2YT, 94 Tails, thank you guys as well for your support. Cheers to you guys. I hope you're all doing well. Swordman, good to see you. Fatty Beards, good to see you. This is on Game Pass. Yes, the standard version's on Game Pass. If you want the extra planes and the extra doodads, then you are looking at getting it on, well, actually paying for it, I should say. But yes, if you just want to try the sim, you can get Game Pass. You can get it for $1 and be able to go that route. All right, we're gonna go land at JFK, check out that airport, and then we'll go somewhere else. Sounds like we're gonna go to Minneapolis next, do some storm chasing, and get tossed. We'll fly something a little faster for that one. Maybe the extra. I love those lead-in lights.
If you buy a big
are they actually
bed,
shown?
you have more bedroom but less bedroom.
Are the lead-in lights actually like the JFK, the visual lead-in lights? Are they actually here?
Dad joke time. Math edition. I think I know why people always get
I don't think I
angry
see
if you
it.
call them average.
Because there's that visual approach you can fly coming in here.
Thing to do.
If you buy a bigger bed, you have more bedroom, but Jesus. Thanks, 404. Nightbird, thank you very much as well. Cheers to both you guys. I have heard of FS Economy. Yes, I've spent a fair bit of time on FS Economy. I have not, however, done FS Economy, though, in the new sim. Yeah, I got the radar up here in front of me. We'll probably go into, like, Lima Victor November, and then go check out that cell that's just west of Minneapolis and see if it's actually there. Oh, yeah. Looks pretty okay. I was going to start in Boston, and I'm like, you know what? We'll start in New York tonight. Because why not? We'll do a low pass around here. We'll go over and we'll land on a runway.
I used to date a girl with one leg who worked at a brewery. She was in charge of the hops.
404, thank you, man. Appreciate it. So I got Matt, good to see you. Is 4Flight, sorry, going to work in the new sim? I don't know. It doesn't work right now. You'd have to get an add-on or a third-party thing to make it work. I wouldn't be surprised if that remains the case. I'm probably going to buy something. So I think this is supposed to be one of their handcrafted airports. We'll put the plane down here. I'll grab the drone camera. We'll go fly around and see how it looks compared to LaGuardia, where we started tonight. Is this one of the handcrafted airports? I don't actually know. Constant Warrior, good to see you. It is, okay. I have the failures turned off. Because of course I do. So we ain't got time for failures, man. Got airplanes to fly. Think you busted the Bravo. Yeah, we busted more than the Bravo coming in here. That's for sure. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 30-degree turn. Base to final. 65 knots. Nothing to it. Landing on a runway that you probably would never land on in the real world. Yep. Oh, yeah. Butter. Was I gifted the honeycomb yolk? Yes, I was. I'm using my warthog today. I'll use the honeycomb eventually. All right, set the parking brake. Let's get the drone camera out here. Hope it doesn't crash the sim. Oh, we good. Check out this airport. Ooh, frame rate took a little bit of a dive there. Where's the slow down button? There's the slow down button. That's the too slow button. Oh, yeah. Yep, it's an airport. It's real pretty. It does airport things. I'm like the worst person in the world when it comes to reviewing and looking at custom airports. People are like, should I get this? Should I pay money for this payware airport? I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, what's an airport worth to you? I don't know if this is the standard or I don't know which package this comes with. I don't review games. I don't review stuff, okay? We just fly around and check things out, all right? I do not run dual 20 Ti's, just a single one. I do not have... I have not made that kind of money on Twitch. Maybe if 404 goes on vacation more often. I'm just kidding. Love you, Joe. Oh, yeah. That's pretty airport. Like, airport does airport things. I don't know, man. I don't get excited over custom airports. Like, I would have been just as fine with that LaGuardia that we started at. as the handcrafted high quality airport here. They even included the air. Yeah, so I guess if you're familiar with the area, it probably makes a lot more sense. So yeah, that's New York. Let's go find some weather, man. According to 4Flight and folks in the chat here, there is a good cell west of Minneapolis. So let's go to main menu. And we will load up at Lima Victor November. Nebraska as well. Oh, yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's a big one down there. I want to check this one out, though. It's a squall line. Because we'll have a cell that we can fly around. And then we'll have the squall line out there, too. All right, world map. Zoom that sucker out. Lima Victor November. Zoom to details. Parking's over there. And for aircraft today, we're going to fly. Oh, the Baron. We're going to fly the King Air, man. Because we can actually go a little quick now. Flight conditions, live weather, real time. Nah, not real time because it's going to be dark out. I want to see what's out there. You like the music? Rob, what's going on? Good to see you, Mr. Herb. Hope you're doing well. I'm still in the Baron. Oh, we'll fly the Baron then. Yeah, it comes with the music. Yeah, there's an option for legacy music in the audio section there. I completely forgot I said that. Oh, jeez. Did you find this thing as satisfying as X-Plane? It's a different kind of satisfying, but yeah, man. Like, I feel the same way about this sim. I feel better about this sim than the first time I got orthophoto scenery in X-Plane. Like, that was such a life-changing, no pun intended, earth-shattering thing. And then to combine that with, and then to like bring this sim in with the atmosphere and the weather and just everything else that's going on, like, yeah, this is a leap forward in tech, and has me feeling pretty good about stuff. All right, we are at Air Lake. If we go to the northwest, we should find some weather. All right, those work. Okay, that's good. Okay, is there a park break? Yes, there is. Park break is now set. Rob, thanks for getting 10 subs, man. Appreciate that, buddy. Cheers, dude. Thank you so much. Installing US ortho all over in X-Plane 11 this year made me buy new planes, a joystick, and play the sim almost every day. It's crazy, yeah. And I feel this, like I said, I feel very similar about this sim that I did kind of back in those days too. Okay, so we're gonna want, I don't know, beacon nav. We're gonna want some taxi lights. We don't need the panel. Well, why not turn the panel lights on? Boost pumps to low. Thank you again, Rob. Thank you for the 10 subs. I really appreciate that. Crack the throttle. Props are full. Mixture's up. Parking brake is on. We should have gas, right? We got plenty of gas. So we're probably just going to crash this airplane anyway. Left wing on, right wing on. And let's start us an airplane. It's two good engines, I think. Looks like two good engines to me. Avionics. Okay, we turn the boost pumps off. And then avionics master on. Alternators can both come on. Probably should have done those before we did the avionics, but it's fine. We're going to make our way out of here to the northwest. Heading knob. Northwest is about right there. Okay. And we'll turn the park brake off. We'll run over all the ground equipment here. Give me 1 notch of flaps. Fantastic. The windsock's pretty much dead out there. So we'll take a left down here, land on this side of the runway. Rip that guy, right? Still can't turn off the tooltips. Haven't figured out how to do it. Keith was trying to do it earlier and was unable. So. Pitot heat works. Okay. Everything else is in and up. My immersion is ripped. A couple years ago, I honestly thought one day Google would buy out Laminar or the Flight Sim license and build a sim inside Google Earth. I'm surprised that Google has not done something like that. And I would be shocked now if Laminar isn't looking to do something similar to what Microsoft has just done. Live weather is not on, I don't think. Yes, it is. Nope, it is now. No, live weather is on. Live time is not. Yeah. Should we go live weather, live time? It's fine. We'll see what they're seeing out here. All right. Engine's doing engine things. Strobe, landing lights. Uh-oh. Sim crash? Oh, nope, it's good. maybe it was loading in everything or something. I don't know. I'm looking at a weather radar right now, man. I know where I'm going. Thank you, though. If you are new to this stream, I am a pilot in the real world. I have all the tools of the trade to find the weather. How do you know who the pilot is at a party? He's going to be the person who tells you, and all that good stuff. Still better than Flight Factor. Still better than Flight Factor, yes. Has not crashed my PC yet. All right. Oh, you can see it out there. Yeah. Is there a weather radar? It says there is. All right, let's go. Okay, T-speed's in green. Airspeed's coming up. There's rotation. Positive rate. Gear up. Flaps coming up. Let's take this up to about 10,000 feet then. Make our turn to the northwest here, see if we can find us some weather. Gee, why don't we go fly? We'll go fly up towards Minneapolis. We'll take a look at Minneapolis, then we'll go find some weather. So basically we head due north of here. How's that for a view? This plane, you can tell, this plane feels heavy, man. Like it takes some work to move them ailerons. Did I see squirrel come in here? Oops. Tim P, good to see you, man. Oh, squirrel is here. Good to see you, buddy. How you doing, Paul? I'm new to this stream. What game is this? It's Microsoft Flight. It's a free-to-play microtransaction game that came out in 2012. 4Flight compatible. I don't get any readings in 4Flight. Like I don't get any moving map information or anything like that. So yeah, no, not yet. There's some add-ons and stuff that do that. And we'll go check that. I'll check those out eventually. How you doing, Paul? Super Viking, good to see you. Scare Bus Driver, what's going on? How you doing, Scare Bus? They just sent me a key to Train Sim World 2. I'm like, I'm a little busy right now. So I was talking to some friends about this, and I'm curious if anybody has any thoughts. But so Microsoft, has a new console coming out this year, and with that console was supposed to be the launch of a new Halo game, Halo Infinite. And if you're unfamiliar with what's happened in the last couple of weeks, Halo Infinite was supposed to be a launch title for the console this year, probably in like October or November, and they just pushed it back to 2021. I think, and if somebody knows something better or can think of something else, I think this might actually be the biggest first-party release that Microsoft is going to have this year. Like, I'm not sure I can think of a bigger game for Microsoft that Microsoft's got coming out in 2020 than Flight Sim, which is kind of hilarious. Oh, yeah. Where's downtown Minneapolis? There's some airplanes over there. There's Minneapolis Airport. I got real-world traffic turned on. Oh, man, the scattering around that storm. It's a very sexy Baron. I heard Top Gun 2 is being pushed back again. Well, now that Flight Sim is out, we don't need Top Gun 2. How you doing, Bill? Is FS 2020 multiplayer? Yes, it is. Tune in tomorrow morning on either my channel or Squirrel's channel or some other folks who are going to be joining us for some multiplayer action. 7 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. It's going to be really early for me. If you buy it from Microsoft, you can play it on both Xbox and PC. Yeah, that's pretty much a given, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they're able to do something like that with Steam purchases too, but I don't know. Oh. Hey, you're a little low. All right, turn over here. We'll see if we can find a thunderstorm. Should be pretty much west of our location here. Theoretically, it should work. Scare Bus Driver doesn't think it's going to work. I'm going to need coffee tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow might be a 2 coffee kind of day for me, Paul. Unless you buy the CD version. Is anybody going to buy the CD version? Am I running on the highest settings? I am running on very high settings. 1 down from the highest. I could run this on Ultra. I'd see, maybe slightly worse FPS. But I wanted to keep some overhead for my PC here. keep some GPU and CPU overhead for my stream to run. I might try bumping it up to Ultra at some point though, because I'm beginning to think maybe it's not going to matter. Okay, let's do this. Sync the heading bug by pushing that in. Turn the autopilot on, pushing the heading bug, turn the autopilot on. And then sync the alt where's the alt? No, it's not altitude. No, that's not altitude. Where's the altitude knob at? It's supposed to be right there, isn't it? Isn't that supposed to be the altitude knob? Oh, it's in the barrow. Oh, I'll set the barrow. There you go. Barrow's set. I don't think the altitude works. I could do outhold like that. I'm pretty sure the altitude knob is supposed to be right there. Oh well. What happens if I use the... Oh, yeah. I'm going to say there's some weather out there. What do you guys think? Oh, yeah. Where am I flying? I'm flying just west of Minneapolis. Where there's supposed to be a thunderstorm. And I can see one brewing in the distance. So there's a drone camera that you can use. So I have an Xbox controller set up here. Okay. And I can make everything move around with the Xbox controller. Thanks to HeliPilot for telling me how to do this. And I think Squirrel is the one who figured all this out initially. Able to use this. The camera is what the camera is. The default drone cam is a little frustrating to use. But like there's an exterior camera that we can use and it pans around like you'd expect an X-plane. There's an interior camera. It pans around and we can move around the cockpit a little bit here and there. Actually, I can go in the back in this one. Ooh. Alt forward. Nope, I can go back to that spot right there and that's it. Shoulder harness must be worn while at pilot positions. For takeoff, landing, seat back must not be full back. What? None of what that says. For takeoff and landing, seat back must not be in full back position or optional full reclining back must be upright. Who the hell wrote that sentence? Can I open it? No. Keith! What's up, Keith? Not totally unusable then, fair enough. Having to buy third-party software just to make the sim work in FSX always took a total piss. Nah, Dave, it's totally... The camera system is completely serviceable. I was able to get most of the X-Plane stuff that I wanted to work the way that I wanted it to. I've been reasonably happy with how the cameras have worked for my particular use case. So I think that over there... I don't have air servers on. I think that over there is the cell that is west of Minneapolis, and then in front of me is the squall line. So if I take over control, the sentence is like bridges freeze before road surfaces, right? Maybe it was in French. Le Beechcraft Baron. We got Cosmic in here somewhere, right? He's my resident French guy. G. Frank, good to see it. This is the new flight sim, yes. Sean M, thanks for the host. Coltrog, thanks for the host, Justin. How you doing, man? Could I run the game on lower settings to see how it looks on our pleb computers? Not tonight. Maybe another time. We're gonna run what I'm running tonight. Does prop sync even work, do you think? Does the props... Ooh, does it actually work? Let's test the prop sync. If I unlock the throttles, I pull one back. Oh, I gotta pull the prop back. Okay, so the props are out of sync now. You get that woo 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 sound. It's trying. It's bringing. Okay, it is bringing prop RPM up here. It's trying to get them. Yeah, okay, brought it back to 2700. All right, prop sync works. Prop sync test completed. To turn off the tips, pause assistance, set notifications hard. Assistance. Notifications. Those you mean? They don't turn off. Sorry. The tooltips, if somebody can actually figure out how to turn the tooltips off, I'd be very much indebted to you. Been unable thus far. Ty Geller, thanks for 24 months, my friend. WBS52 Bill, good to see you. Thanks for 44 months. Ernie beat you this month, Bill. Cheers to both you guys. Thank you. Shenanigan, good to see you. Heli Pilot, good to see you. Do the afterburners work? Yes, my Beechcraft Baron with afterburners definitely work. Okay. That's supposed to be some weather right there. We'll see how it does. How good are the flight mechanics? Oh, they're fine. Like, what aspect of the flight mechanics do you want to talk about? Like, the plane feels very dynamic. It reacts to the weather. It reacts to, you know, buildings and whatnot and hills. Does it feel like a real airplane? No. Is it ever going to feel like a real airplane? No. Did X-Plane ever feel like a real airplane? No. The flight mechanics are fine. Like, it feels more dynamic than FSX. I will say that. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Take it easy, Cosmic. We'll see you later, buddy. My internet is crap. It might be my only bottleneck. You think you'd be surprised at how quickly the data streams in. Like, when I'm loading stuff up here, the next time we load in somewhere, I'll throw my task manager up and you guys can see it. And you can see what the internet ends up doing. There's obviously a couple of decent sized downloads that happen, but it's not a ton of data by any stretch. I mean, I guess it's all relative. Like, if you've got 20 to 30 megabits, you're probably going to be okay. If you got 5 megabits, yeah, you're going to have some trouble. You may want to preload some areas or definitely get your cache turned on. I want to go to that weather over there. That looks like a storm to me. How far away do you think that is? And can we get there in a reasonable amount of time? I think we can. I think we can. 100 megabits. 100 megabits, you're totally fine. Yeah. Well, and even if you're doing 350 knots, like, you're still not streaming in. Like, you're still only streaming in a little bit of data that's around you, too. Again, I don't know. I can't speak to internet quality because, again, I have a gigabit connection. So I have basically the best internet that you're going to find, at least for downloading stuff. And I'm not trying to brag or anything. Just that's the truth of the situation right now. If you start at Flying Cloud Airport, you'll be in the thunderstorms. Well, we didn't start at Flying Cloud. We started at Lima Victor Tango, I think. Yeah, I think that is supposed to be one of the cells. Where are we at now? We are outside the Bravo. Okay. Yeah, definitely ain't getting it perfect. I want to see what that line out there is, if that's going to be the weather. We'll fly out to that line. If there's nothing happens, we'll land and we'll do something else. We're just experimenting tonight. Looks like too much sunlight and clear skies to the west. Ah, there's a line out there, man. Like, those are all, that's a squall line. I don't know how far away it is, though, is a problem. And I don't know if the weather radar actually works in this thing. Zoom out. Map. Next, hey, oh. Whoa, whoa. All right. How did I get to that? I hit the GPS button. It got me next rad. All right. Hey. I found the rain. So it doesn't match the weather radar exactly. Let me do this. Screen mirroring. That. Boeing Man, thanks for 32 months, man. I appreciate that, buddy. Cheers, dude. Thank you. I wish more planes came in steam gauges, Marshall. All right, move you over there. Boop, 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 boop. There you go. So we are... roughly here. So actually, we're about here, flying in that direction. We're just west of the... Well, we're flying under a very conspicuously shaped bit of airspace. Wait, come back. I love being a child. Anyway. Yeah, so it looks like the weather is... it looks like the weather's probably like a half an hour behind. Would be my guess. Maybe not even that much, though. Like, it's pretty... Like, the squall line out here is pretty close. It's missing... What it's missing is this giant thing right here. That's supposed to be, like, right here. But it does have the squall line out here, which is this section right there. Nope. Clear annotations. Clear, clear, done. Yeah. I want to fly into that. We're going to fly into that over there. See what's up. Lola Hawaii, what's going on? The radar you're seeing was about 2 hours ago. All right. Does not have ForeFlight integration. There are some third parties from the Prepared and FSX time that'll work. There's a tool for like 10 or 15 bucks, I think, that you can get, and I'll probably end up buying that. But out of the box, it does not have ForeFlight integration, no, which is too bad. I really wish it did. All right, we're so close. These are both pretty nasty looking cells here. You could always use a faster plane. You could. But where's the fun in that, man? We're here to cruise around. Enjoy the sights. Enjoy the sounds. Flight sim is a very relaxing and cathartic thing for me. Why won't my drone cam work? My drone cam don't work anymore. This thing is finicky about when it decides to actually function. Oh, that's really annoying. All right, well, whatever. Didn't want to use drone cam anyway. How far do you think that weather is? I think it's still a pretty good distance out there, but we're committed now. I do low and slow IRL. Dude, low and slow is the name of the game here. Ain't no reason to go fast. Take your time, enjoy the moment. The catharsis when I'm reinstalling X-Plane yet again. Ooh. Too soon? I had this problem yesterday too. If you figure it out, let me know. Yeah, it happened earlier. It was like some combination of like... Yeah, I don't know. The drone cam don't work. It's fine. We'll survive. Commander Twitchy, good to see you. Is it a wireless control? Maybe it's timed out. Nope, it still works. If I push that button right there, it does the thing. And the light's still on anyway. We all have 3090s to save for, right? After you've checked out the weather, you should try to land at a completely random airstrip or airfield to see how it looks. Sure, we'll do that. Well, once we fly through this weather, I'm going to go to whatever's right below me. In fact, BDH, Bravo Delta Hotel. KBDH. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so the radar's about a half an hour behind, it looks like. From whatever reality is. Maybe an hour. BDH. Edit. Yep. Add plate. BDH. They have an ILS 13 VOR 31. Let's do the ILS 13. We'll do it from the Wilmar VOR. 13.7. 113.7 outbound on the 306 radial. Crossing 5.7. We'll make our procedure turn back inbound. We will cross at our procedure turn Lupo at 2,800 above feet. Capture glide slope, come down from there. Tune in to the VOR 113.7. 113.7. Switch. BDH is identified, and the localizer is going to be 109.5. 109.5. 109.5 is ready to go. Let us hit the course button, go direct. Let's go autopilot, nav, out. Theoretically, this should have us flying into that storm. Oh yeah, you can see the rain. Kinda. You can kind of start to see the rain falling out there. This should theoretically have us flying into that storm, or through that storm, and then we will we'll shoot an ILS approach. Bill Ferrelli, what's going on, man? It's good to see you, buddy. Are you doing a real world fly-in, Bill, or one in the sim? And if you're doing one in the sim, what time? Next Red already has a couple minutes lag. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with X-Plane. X-Plane is, you know, always at least up to an hour behind. Oh, Alwyn, it's pretty good, dude. Ooh, hey, where are we going? Actually, let's go ahead and descend. What is the MDA? MDA around here is 3,100 feet. Boy, I sure wish my altitude button knob would work. All right, let's go vertical speed and nose down. Just nice, cool 700 feet per minute. I'm gonna go PFD, DME. Give me some wind as well. 19, so we're 20 miles out of the airfield. We're gonna head down to 30. We'll go down to 4,000 feet. Oh yeah, we're gonna fly right into this thing. Hell yeah. Disgruntled Sailor, thank you very much for 37 months. Skip landing at BDH. My dad's private strip is just east 68 Mike November. If it's in the database. I'll see if it's in the database, man. We're gonna go to BDH though, just because it's got a altitude knob is DLC. Just because it's got an instrument approach and we got some weather up here. Disgruntled Sailor, thank you very much though, man. Cheers, buddy. Hope you're doing well. We're CPU bound right now, actually, if you can believe it. Task manager. Let's see here. Add. Window capture. How's that? Is that too intrusive? You guys want to see CPU and GPU utilization? If I could set an opacity to it, I would. We'll leave that there for a little bit. Yeah, you can see how we're bound. So, with the GPU utilization being at 70% like it's at right now, it means we are CPU bound, and we are CPU bound at 50 frames per second. That's how that works. JC Willem, thanks for 37 months, my friend. Appreciate that, buddy. Cheers. Thank you very much. Yeah, so 25% of all cores, it is using... Well, it's using a lot. Put it that way. I don't really have any way of telling which cores and how much it's using, because I've also got a stream running, too. Hall Rock, thanks for the bits, man. I appreciate that. Party on. Cheers, buddy. Well, keep an eye on it. You'll see the network utilization there as well. Like, you'll see it go up when we do a load here soon. All right, 10 miles out of BDH. I don't think we're going to get some... Are we going to not get this weather? Like, there's the cell out there. Coming up on 4. Like, it looks like it's raining right there, right? True or not true? Or is that just the way that it's scattering? If it's not raining, we're going to make it rain. Put it that way. What are my temps like? My temps are fine. My GPU is 82 Celsius. It's running at 1965 megahertz. CPU's doing whatever it does. Temps are not an issue on my machine, thankfully. All right, we're going to fly outbound 306, 5.7 DME, then we'll count to 60, and then we'll make our procedure turn. Heading 306. Yeah. 306. I don't have that many fingers and toes. Borrow your neighbors. Oh no, I didn't just redo that, did I? Okay, no. It's 8:24 p.m. Why does Flight Simulator keep saying I am too early? Can't even make it drizzle. Well, oh crap. Oh, 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 that was weather. That was wind. Let's do 3,100, right? Yeah. Oh, definitely a big bump there. All right, Alt. Oh, yeah. Maybe the ortho there's a little low resolution, but hey, what can you do? I'm not confident real world weather's going to give us anything here, so you guys want to make it rain? Ah, it's so close though, like it's like right freaking there. That's the cell, man. That's probably where we want to go. Oh, we're heading. Oops, we're going the wrong way. All right, heading bug. 306 on the course. Oops. And I will go ahead and take over. Right. Yeah. So it's just it's behind. All right, well, hey. If you can't beat them, cheat. Now it's raining. No, do storm. Nah, dude, we're gonna do rain. Storm's just gonna toss you around. All right, let's turn the weather radar off because now the weather radar is basically useless. Yeah. Because guess what? When it storms, it rains. We're supposed to be tracking the localizer outbound. There was a little lightning. Nope. No, that's the sun. Boop. Can't track this guy outbound for a little bit. Oh, I need DME on nav too, don't I? Ah, crap. 113.7. Bam. BDH. Oh no. Ah, there we go. Now we got DME. All right. Let's start procedure turn out here. 351.
Retard.
Okay, thank you very much for your support, man. Welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. I do appreciate that. Cheers. We got the rain! Only had to cheat to do it. Okay. $3,100 feet, or 2,800 feet we can go down to. Let's go and start returning. I think I went out a little too far, but hey, whatever. Actually, we're supposed to go the other way, aren't we? Oops. There we go. 2,800 feet there somewhere. Inbound course 171. Oh yeah. That looks pretty good. The panel itself goes IMC with the freaking tooltips, right, Keith? Dude, it's driving me nuts. I cannot wait to get this thing on Pilot Edge, though. The VFR stuff and then doing what I'm doing right now. Just tooling about in the, doing this slant alpha life. I went out way too far. It's fine. The instrument police are not going to come after us, so we're good. Oh, crap. Turned too much. 171 was my target. 151's where I finally stopped. We can compromise and do about 165. How about that? Get the altitude back. Don't get me started. You know the drill. I know, Keith. We'll get there. I turned the flight director off.
Retard.
We don't need no stinking flight director. Oh, no, you don't. Okay, no needles coming in. Turn her in. Uberbot, thanks for 44 months, man. Clippy here. I see you're trying to disable tooltips. Let me see if I can help. Please? Pretty please? Put a little bit of angle in there. See if she's coming in a bit. She's coming in very slightly. Final approach fix going to be at 5.7 DME. Here comes the rest. Perfect. All right, 5.7 DME is going to be final approach fix. Here we go. Hell, we're doing okay. I got a beacon out there for something. That can't be my airport. Yeah, glide slope's coming in. I think the heavens open up in front of us here a little bit. Here's the intercept. Start bringing her down. Oh, come on. You're not even going to give me the satisfaction of being able to fly down to minimums. The heavens are going to open up. The rain clouds are going to part ways. And we're going to say, "Oh, mighty, give me some new weather." I guess not. Okay. Well, hey, whatever. We tried. Uh-oh. Sim is pausing. I think that's the weather loading in. Is it? Or is that the sim crashing? Which one is it? Hey, there we go. Move cloud layer. We could do that. I'm already committed to this, though. Alright, gears coming down. One notch flaps. Well, it would have been a lot cooler if the runway hadn't been visible from 5 miles out. But hey, it's fine. So when I was at the press event last year, I'm pretty sure I'm the only person who tried to shoot an instrument approach. I pretty much did the same thing that happened today. Oh, there's a big airport over there, apparently. Something's over there. Now we're really high. It's all right. I can fix that by adding more flaps. And overcorrecting the whole way down. Because I'm a real pilot. Tim, thanks for gifting a sub to Thanatos SA. I don't know what that is. Who that is. But thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. There we go. Let's drag her in. Yep. Little twitchy. Little twitchy. We got it, though. Some brakes. Oh, apparently it's windy out or something. Almost a rocket off to the right. Tooltips and general accessibility. Yep, we already tried that. They don't work. Thank you, though. Oh, yeah. Well, that was a bummer that we didn't find the actual weather, but hey, whatever. Still got some rain out of it. Live weather. Still see it out there off in the distance. All right, let's go do something else. Yeah. We're in the Baron, Beechcraft Baron. Is my camera still broken? Controller's off. Uh-oh. Oh, we've upset the sim gods again. Oh, I wonder if it happened when my controller turned off. Oh, that could be a problem. Stand by. Did look too terrible in the landing. The plane's... Uh-oh. Yep, it's gonna crash. RIP! Hey, pre-release software. Now you get to see the full startup sequence. Flight factor strikes again, right? It happened. There seems to be some issues when you turn on controllers. Things seem to get a little bit weird. All right, let's go to Alaska. Wherefore can we go in Alaska? Unicleat? Yeah, Unicleat. Great. It's loading, don't worry. It's just in no big damn hurry. Actually, there's probably better places to go than that.
Retard, retard, retard.
Let's do a little scenic flight from Payne. Okay, we'll start at McKinley. We'll check out Mount McKinley. And we'll make our way to Talkeetna. Yes. John Fezza. Good to see you, John. Thanks for 6 months, man. Appreciate that. Cheers. Will I still be streaming X-Plane? Eventually. Probably not for a while. I don't see myself with a burning desire to go jump into X-Plane anytime soon. How do the default aircraft perform? Are they Coronado good or A2A good? They are definitely not A2A good. Ian, thank you for gifting 10 subs, man. I appreciate that, buddy. Cheers, my friend. I'm almost out of beer. It's going to be a problem. It's a straight-up bribe to fly out of MiGs. Do they have MiGs in the sim?
Retard.
You know what, Ian? I know what we're going to... Okay.
Retard.
All right, you bribed me. It worked. We're good. I know what we'll do. I got it, Ian. If we can't go to MiGs, we're gonna get close to it at least. The majestic menu music, right? It gets better. Bless you. Thank you again, Ian. I appreciate it, buddy. Oh, Chevy, how you doing, man? Good to see you, buddy. Honestly, I've had more crashes with this sim in the last day and a half than I did the entire end of the alpha beta time. Like, this is, I think, maybe the third or fourth time the sim has crashed on me since I got it installed yesterday. Which is most unfortunate, really. Could you fly from Lowe's to Lowy? Probably not tonight. That sounds to me like a route that you're going to see Mr. Chewy fly, and not so much one that you're going to see Mr. Catstrader fly. And I mean that in the best way possible. I do some airliner stuff, but I tend to be more into general aviation. Okay, so let's make it daytime.
Retard.
I'll leave the live traffic on. And it's gonna be tomorrow. All right, we're gonna go find Miggs Field. We'll take off out of Midway, and we will do that in the Icon A5. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There, you guys can see bandwidth utilization, by the way. Okay? Keep an eye down here on the network. Because as it's loading, you're gonna see it do stuff, and then you're gonna see the network utilization will spike here in a moment. And that's where it's doing the download. But first, it's got to load a bunch of airplane assets and whatnot in. I'll do one flight around Chicago, and I'm going to turn off the overlay here. Ian, thank you again, man. I appreciate it. Does internet speed translate into faster loading? Not really. I'm sure at some point it does. Okay, here goes the download. 50 megabits briefly. And that was it. Oh, here we go. A little bit more. 22 megabits, another 50 megabits. It's streaming in some more data. So it looks like it's probably downloading a couple of chunks in the area. 50 megabits. There's over 100 megabits, 150 megabits. So yeah, it's streamed in right there. It probably streamed in a pretty decent amount of data. I couldn't tell you how much it was. Probably 150, 200 megabytes or so at least. What I can do is go to the settings and look at how much I've used in the last day, because most of that's been done tonight. Ready to fly. Let's check it out now. If I do general data. So just since yesterday, mostly just today, I should say, I've used 3 gigabytes to give you some idea. Most of that has been tonight, though. All right, throttle works. Boy, there is a water rudder here, isn't there? Yeah. Bilge pump. Okay, so we want to do master. I think we just turn a sucker on, right? Thank you for buying the Icon A20. We hope you have a marvelous time flying around in our beautiful airplane. Oh, fuel switch. Why, yes. Did he read the manual? Of course he didn't. Hey! You give it gas, it turns on. What do you know? Where's the parking brake? Oh, that's panel brightness. Okay. Yep, no, it's not there. No, it's not there either. I've yet to find it, says Mr. Martz. Oh, good. I don't think there's supposed to be a parking brake in this airplane. To be perfectly honest. It's the red thing up above. That one?
Retard.
The chute is in op. I just clicked it. Didn't work. All right. Escape. General. Nope. I want to go to controls. A keyboard. Parking brake. Toggle parking brakes. Control num delete. All right. There you go. Parking brake is off. Quite a lot of thrust to get this thing to break away. Oh, look, there's an airplane. Shocking. There's also scenery floating in the air. What do you think? Do we need flaps to take this thing off? Probably, right? Give her one notch. Trim to takeoff. There we go. Oh, man. It looks cool, dude. It looks real cool. All right, let's go flying. Let's go find Meigs Field. We're doing it for Ian. We're at Midway right now. There's Chicago. Chicago. That Rotax Fury. The sounds are real good in this game, though. All right, it's got an AOA gauge. Do you think the AOA gauge works? Oh, yeah. I'm going to say Midway was not one of their handcrafted airports. Oh, now we're talking.
Retard.
Just pull that power back. Take her nice and easy here. Low and slow over southern Chicago. You do not want to land in this neighborhood. Ham Sandwich. Marshall, thank you for 2 months, man. Appreciate that. John Krause, thank you for 41 months as well. Sorry I missed that, John. Cheers to both you guys. Thank you so much. Nah, Mr. Martis, they shipped with the an AOE gauge, so let's pull power back. Hold our altitude. Hold the altitude there. 1,100 feet still. Now we're AOA in the yellow. There's the stall horn. AOA's in the red. It should break in a moment. We're not actually losing altitude. At least not according to our altitude. No, I guess. Uh-oh. Here we go. Oh! No, we were losing altitude. What the? Oh! the altimeter doesn't show hundreds. Yeah, okay. The altimeter does not show hundreds, it's thousands. I thought that it was showing me that I was at 1,100 feet there and just dropping a little bit, and that wasn't actually true. Good. Stall practice 800 feet. Don't judge. Don't you judge, okay? In Chicago, the Willis Tower. It's really the Sears Tower, but they call it the Willis Tower now. You're good at this. I'd hope so. $40,000 in flying later. Thank you, though. It's time for another beer. I almost crashed into Steve Urkel's house. Does Urkel live on the south side of Chicago? We call it the Sears Tower, yeah. Yeah, they still call it that back at home, too. Didn't Willis sell it, too? Like, or does Willis still own it? Oh, also, is O'Hare one of their handcrafted airports? Do you know? You guys know? What do you fly IRL? I fly a Cessna 172, a Piper Archer, and a Cessna 182. I'm a member of a flying club, and we have 60 guys that own 3 planes. I have not done a lot of flying this year, thanks to COVID. But, yeah. Uh-oh, well, there's a bridge. Bridge is the cars. Oh, watch this. The cars. Error. Cars go up and over. Yep, like that. It's all right. Listen, you can sit here and nitpick it all you want, but what we're looking at I'm still blown away by this sim, man. Like, to just be tooling around like this, it's amazing. It's just, holy cow, it's mind-blowing. Like, I cannot wait for the rest of you guys to get your hands on it. Typical Chicago road, nothing to see here. That's true, yeah. There's some truth to that. I was thinking about joining one of the clubs. Not sure if I can go back to a Cessna after flying the DA-40. Yeah. You got to be more like me and not fit into a DA-40. Once you find yourself not fitting into a DA-40, somehow it's not so bad to go into a 172. And this is the base. This is what you get by default. Like this right here is the $60 experience that we're looking at. I think the Icon A5 is one of the $60 planes, right? Oh, it's so good. Wait till tomorrow morning when we do some multiplayer stuff too. Like, and there's a plane, probably Southwest. I could turn the labels on. That's real traffic that they're streaming in though, like from FlightAware, I think. Well, this plane's got a little get up and go, 95 knots. That ain't too bad. It's got about enough useful load to hold my left leg. You can have labels. There's some way that uses the option to turn labels on, yeah, to see what you're looking at. Okay, Ian. You know what we're going to do, right? If you don't know what we're going to do, you can certainly figure out what we're going to do. And then we'll go run up to Alaska, jump into a bush plane. Oh, we don't make 9/11 jokes in here. What are my settings at right now? The high end. It's one below the max. Dracula, good to see you, buddy. Happy Friday to you as well. I hope you're doing well. Hey, so in an aquatic seaplane here, do you put the water rudder down before you land or after you land? I'm assuming it's after you land, or you might rip the water rudder off, right? After, okay. That's what I thought. Okay, what I want to see, actually, I haven't tested this. I'm curious. So, the first couple iterations, the buildings weren't lit. Yeah, you can see they put some kind of default lighting structure on the side of those things, but they weren't lit, so these cities were just all completely dark and like just black. So I hadn't actually seen if that was no longer the case. There's Navy Pier. Okay, we're looking for precision here. Is this OBS? I am using OBS, yes. Yeah, OBS is stuttering a little bit, but it's not terrible. Try landing on the water in high winds. We can do that later. Let's get that speed back. Ourselves established in a nice steady descent here. Ride that AOA gauge down. Get me trim. Am I out of trim? Oh, I am out. I am completely out of trim. Go figure. There's the aquarium. We got enough room to land there, you think? This aircraft's built not to spin. That we already figured out. There's the football stadium. I don't know if we got enough room to land there, but we're going to try. If we land, the question is, can we take back off? That one I'm less sure of. Oh no, I maybe have too much energy. So we're gonna find out. Oh, it's a lot of energy coming in here. Nope. I think I could have done it. I think I could have done it if I didn't have so much energy. Is the gear gonna work? No. Get the pushback truck here. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah, if I came in from the other direction and wasn't carrying so much energy, I think that would have been just fine. I managed to screw over the one aircraft ready for any situation. Listen. No, we got the pushback going. It's fine. Light them up. All right, friends. It's time for a break. We're going to let this pushback continue to do its thing. We'll go do some more tooling around Chicago here. A couple more water landings. I'm going to try this again because I think I can get in here. If you're taking off, thanks for stopping by, for sticking around. We'll see you in about 3 to 4 more minutes or so. It seemed like a believable transition from water to dirt. Yeah, that's actually, I was expecting to go airborne again because that was happening to us the other day. Plain Ben, thank you for 37 months, man. I think you won, actually. Ben, cheers, man. Thank you very much, dude. All right, folks. Get the beer. Be right back. We'll see you soon. It is time to hydrate. Very important. Harder.
Retard. Retard, retard, retard. Retard, retard, retard.
Hey, we're in the water. Oh, jeez. Holy crap, Ben. Thanks for gifting 25 subs. Cheers, my friend. Thank you so much, Ben. I really appreciate that. You guys have all been super generous tonight. I can't wait to get some multiplayer shenanigans with you guys. Because we're going to have a blast in this thing. All right, water rudder down. Let's go one notch flaps. Stop to push back here. I'm going to give myself plenty of water here to work with. Oh, man. This feels very unnatural. Very unnatural. Ben, thank you again, man. I really appreciate it, man. The gear is not down anymore. The gear is confirmed to be up. We are in water mode. Just taking a little bit of power to get us to go breakaway. Probably because your captain's put on a little weight. Water rudder's down, yeah. Yes, sir. All right, we're taking off of Miggs Field. My rudder pedals are causing me to go backwards. Come on, let's go. You can do this. You can do it, Betsy. Okay, here goes something.
Retard, retard, retard.
Nope, that was definitely ground. Oh, are we flying? She's trying. I forgot to pull the water rudder up, whatever. Makes field. Still works. Oh man. I'm gonna put away this specs down here. This window capture. We've seen what we gotta see. I'll put it back up when we do the next load. Thank you again, Ben. Try landing on that barge. That ain't gonna happen. What else is out here? Is there an airport out here somewhere? There's Waukegan. Oop, hey!
Retard, retard, retard.
The icon's a fun plane. This thing's pretty cool, yeah. Oh, we could land. You know what? Can we get down in the river? probably aren't going to land down there, at least not in this part of the river. I'm topping the list of really dumb things that you could be doing right now. Okay.
Retard, retard, retard.
I think we can probably land here.
Retard, retard, retard.
Look at Chicago. It's beautiful. Ooh, ah. Oh, there's the highway. Okay. So we're going to make our run here. We'll do this, and then we'll jump into something else. Ian, thanks for suggesting MiGs. That was cool. Plane reported for offensive language. Does it simulate snow as well? It does, yeah. We can check out snow in a little bit. Is there any place where it's snowing right now in the world? Because if there's snow in the world somewhere, we can always go check that out. Oh man, I don't know if this is gonna work. All right, flaps are down. Gear is up, which feels incredibly unnatural.
Retard, retard, retard.
Thanks again, Ben. Oh yeah, right there. That's the spot. Boy, this is gonna be a tight squeeze. No, we're not gonna fit there. That's not gonna work. I had hoped we might be able to fit in right there, but I don't think that's the case. Maybe over there in front of the Chicago, the Times building. I don't even know about that. That bridge right there, you know what? That's probably our best bet. I mean, I could probably land further down here, but where's the fun in that? Real MG, thanks for 31 months, man. Appreciate that, buddy. Feels like the cockpit of a flying car. Well, that's literally how they designed this thing. They designed it to feel like a car. I think that's part of the problem with why this thing has been maybe not a fantastic platform. Because people, like, we're having fun and doing dumb stuff, but people actually do this. Or have actually done this. Not maybe this particular thing, but have done stuff like this. No, we're carrying a lot of energy. A lot of energy. A lot of energy. Okay. That's the spot, though, right there. Yeah, okay, that is definitely the spot. How hard can we swing this around? Can we do this? Oh, no, we can't. Oh, yeah, this is it. This is the one. No, it's not! Why won't this plane slow down? Why won't it slow down? There's a big river right there we can land in. Hit the wingtip, see how the physics work. I'm not gonna crash the plane. I'm not interested in that. I'm putting flaps down. Yeah, they're down. 404 has been urban bush flying in Montreal. Different kind of bush. Go on. Alright, I'm gonna get this sucker slowed down. There, that's my spot right there. Okay. Get the nose up, get the power back. Drag it in with power. That's good. That's good. This is what I want. This is what we want. So that's Chicago. That was fun. That was cool. All right. We're going to do Alaska, right? You want to go? So actually, let's go somewhere else in the world. Somebody said Southeast Asia. What is there in What is there to see in Southeast Asia? Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Has anybody ever flight simmed into Vietnam? Singapore. You can do Singapore, I guess. Where's Singapore? Singapore. Ah. Oh yeah, there we go. How about that? Okay. It's in the water? Go on. What can we fly? If your answer was the extra's pretty good. Let's fly the 22. You know what? Because 404, if you're still here, 404 wants to see the 22. Because he's going to go to bed soon. Because he got to drive tomorrow. Yeah. Alright. Close that. Set. Fly. Dustin C, thank you for 19 months, man. And Real MG, thanks again for 31 months. Cheers to both you guys. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, it pulls live air traffic from FlightAware. Pyongyang has some big empty highway to land on. Yeah. It's snowing in southern Chile. Okay. If it's snowing in southern Chile, we're going to go down there later. We'll go down there next. Like all the way at the south? Oh, it is, isn't it? Oh, look at that. At Capitan Fuentes Martinez Airport. We'll head down there next. SAZCS. Yeah, if you look at SCFM, SCFM is also 8,000 snowing, few 1,500. Overcast 3,000. It's marginal. Okay. So there's a very... I guess we're on the runway, because I forgot to set that not on the runway. There's a very specific behavior with the Cirrus throttles that we're going to see if they do. They probably don't. We don't need pitot heat. Yep. Lights. Yeah, so it's got the default G1000 in here, which isn't surprising. Okay. There's a very specific thing that Cirrus does on the throttle up, and we're going to see if it does that. Let me get the map up here. We'll take off out of here, head to the north-ish. Once again, where is Singapore? There it is. West. We're going to go west. Live planes will show up on the map, yeah. It didn't do it. It's good sound, though. Oops. Oh, I think I forgot to put flaps out. Boy. It sure is tough to see out the cockpit here. It looks like Singapore is going to be ortho, maybe even not even ortho. I'm gonna say though we don't have any photogrammetry out here though. Well, you're flying an IFR platform, so I guess there's that. I don't know, they got us sitting way back here. And I do have the zoom. I have the zoom. Let's do this. General camera. And we'll bring that zoom in a little bit. There, that helps. Apply. Yeah. Helps a little bit, not much. Yeah, so this is a city that is not photogrammetry. So once you get away from those types of areas, it looks a little, maybe a little less nice. Like it's still fine, but yeah, I don't know. I guess it's got ortho scenery though. There's a golf course down there. It's a mismatched ortho though. I don't like this. I don't like this interior. This has an alt cell knob. Sync the heading bug. Heading mode. And we'll dial the altitude in at 20. We'll do 2,500. 2,500. Flight level change. IAS and autopilot. Engaging autopilot. Okay. It's a good looking airplane though. Is that an airport? That must be like the main airport or something. Maybe it's the old airport. Paya Lebar. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Autogen looks pretty good, man. Certainly okay with this. Oh, maybe it's not Autogen, because that, like, aren't those... that's one of the features of... That's a thing in Singapore. That building, I know, definitely exists. Max! Nice timing, Max. How you doing, buddy? Happy Friday, dude. Max, we gonna get you flying some bush flying next week? Next Friday, I want to get everybody together and go do some bush flying. That's where they do the F1 race. Ah. Well, that would be a priority for Europeans. Yeah, so those are definitely custom buildings, right? Have to be. That looks super out of place, though. I don't know enough about Singapore to know if any of this is true to life. Like, this looks like autogen to me. Beanhole, thanks for the 3 months, man. I appreciate that, buddy. Cheers, sir. Oh, we're doing bush flying. You know that. You bet we are. Over there. Old airport, maybe? Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Max! Where do you want to go, man? What do you want to see? I'll let you pick the next city. And the next plane. Over Game Pass, Steam, or Microsoft Store. It's up to you, man. I've got it on the I've got the Steam version only because that's what they gave me. So Microsoft gave me a review copy of this, and that's what we are running, and it is on the Steam store. I know they gave the European folks copies for the Microsoft store. I would say which one you get is completely up to you. Max is going to pick the Citation, probably. CJ into White Plains. All right, man. We'll do a CJ flight going into White Plains for you. We'll fly out. We'll come back and shoot an approach or something. I started off in New York tonight, though. At LaGuardia. Did the Hudson route, flew down to JFK. It was nice. Oh, yeah. That's pretty good, man. So I've done like I said, I've done a lot of bush flying and stuff like that, and I've done a lot of flying around my area, but as far as like random cities and whatnot go, like I never would have thought to fly to Singapore. Honestly. Oh, that's fine, man. We can go White Plains. Have you seen White Plains, Max? Have you seen it in the sim yet? We'll fly out of White Plains. We'll go from White Plains up to Stewart. How's that sound? Quick little ferry flight in the CJ. Is it Stewart? Is that the one that's up there? We should be taking it. Why don't we? You know what? Why don't we blast out of White Plains? We'll do some VFR flying down to Philly. We'll go land at Philly International. That'll get us into a jet. That'll appease the people that want to go fast. We're gonna land at this airport for now, though. Nobody wants to go to SWF. Yeah, we'll go down to Philly. We'll go to Philly because we got Plain Ben. We got Max appeased. Not that I'm trying to appease them, but Philly's airport is a disaster. In the sim or just in general? VFR in a jet. You can do it, man. In general. Okay. Now, Boston's how I plan on into the night tonight. We're going to go to my home airport, fly around for a little bit. I'm going to give you a scenic tour of some landmarks. We'll jump into the Cub or something. Just keep it low and slow. So we'll do the CJ White Plains down to Philly next. Is Pilot Edge working? Not yet. We thought well, it's sort of working. There's some work to be done this weekend. Put it that way. I don't know what the status was. I didn't check in with them before I started the stream here. Yeah, we'll the last one we do tonight will be in the Cub Crafters, because that's been my favorite plane so far in the beta here. Approach speed is what, 70 knots in this airplane? Don't even know what this airport is. Don't care. We went to Singapore. We saw Singapore. Joe, I think you're going to be okay with this airplane. Like, the avionics and whatnot are, you know, they're all stock and crap, but it flies pretty well. It's not too bad. You'll be able to do some VFR and FS economy on this thing. And it sounds all right too. I'll tell you what, we'll do Norwood up to my home airport, Beverly, in the Cub Crafters. That'll be the last flight of the night. So next one, we're gonna fly White Plains down to Philly real quick in the Citation, and then we'll head up and we'll fly around Boston for the rest of the night. Gotta hit me up for a loan in FS economy. Yeah, that's fine, man. We'll talk. We'll talk next week.
500.
Or when you get back.
Retard.
Arshbar Bettendorf, thanks for 22 months. It is very pretty, isn't it? I do appreciate that, man. I'm curious why it's so brown out here. Like, that looks like... See, that almost looks like it's like the photogrammetry stuff. Oh my gosh. Why are we going so slow coming in here? Why am I still high? Down! Lower! There we go. Need to make a game like this on PS4. Well, this is coming out... At some point, this is coming out on Xbox. I need to adjust the sensitivity curves in these rudders, though. Oh, yeah. Butter. Butter. Seth! What's going on, man? Seth wants to see Laconia. Everybody wants to see all over the place. We'll see what we have for time. I got to get up at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning for multiplayer. Again, I mentioned we're doing some multiplayer flying. Squirrel, a couple other guys. 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, Eastern time. 11 GMT. It's gonna be an early morning. Mancha Vegas. All right. That seriously ain't too bad, man. I don't know. Get Max in here, flat around. He can tell you all about it. One thing I do want to check. Let's try this. So I was able to do direct. I don't think they fixed this. So you should be able to do direct WS L. That's where we're at now. Enter. Activate. And it doesn't show up in the flight plan. Oh, because we're already here. Actually, you know what? Let's pick it. Let's do a different one. Just do this. Flight plan. Nope. Flight plan. Direct. So we should be able to do K. B. O. S. If I do K-Boss, it doesn't show up on the flight plan, so I go to proc, I select approach, and there is no approach to select because it doesn't think we're going to an airport. So then I go to the flight plan, so that's direct to Boston now. Take the proc menu away. So then we should be able to say, then we have to go in here, we have to say, okay, from an airport... Because if I try to say K-Boss here, it's just going to tell me I'm going from K-Boss. So let's do K, B. So this is why it's not really going to be an appropriate thing for IFR flying, at least initially. So KBVY is our departure, and then KBOS as our arrival. And then we can go proc. We can select approach. And we're going to fly the ILS 22 left. And we're going to fly that from Noli. That's fine. Activate that. So that approach is now activated. So then what I'm supposed to be able to do here, and this didn't work for me the other day, is come down here. Let's say I'm flying in, I get direct YN. So I should be able to go select YN, hit direct. Yeah. So I can select YN, hit direct, but it won't let me go directly. It won't let me go to direct to YN. So YN, direct. I should get YN filled in here. So if I typed in YN, W-Y-A-N, W-Y-A, not N-E, but nothing. Oh, YN, yeah. Activate that. Doesn't do anything. The hold option doesn't work. Yeah. So this is hook us up with some night lighting. All right, we'll do night lighting here in just a second. This is why the GPS is not going to be functional for IFR flying beyond radio navigation for some time until they get stuff like that fixed. Because a lot of times you'll get direct to on a GPS, or you need to be able to go direct to somewhere else in your flight plan, and you just can't do that right now. Like, you fly the flight plan as you're given to. So VFR and radio stuff. We got a request for some night. Let's do some night here in Singapore. Get the drone cam out. Maybe we're going to crash. Nope, Sim's not crashed. Oh, there we go. All right, there's a city off in the distance. There's the airport. Time of day. Nighttime. Oh, yeah. That's all right. See how the lights bounce off the clouds there? When am I going to do PSM tonight? Probably not. If I say broken layer here, you'll notice on some of the thinner clouds, the lights sort of bounce through it. On the thicker clouds, you just see blackness up on top. Would it add more light if there was snow? No, doesn't appear that way. There's no way for me to have snow on the ground without it actually be snowing right now, with the way the weather is built out. Okay, let's go to White Plains, hop in this Citation, and make our way down to Philadelphia. We'll do ourselves a nice little quick jaunt here. How long is that flight? Not too bad, right? Oh, it's not even 100 miles. Yeah, no problem with that. It'll be 20 minutes. Okay, go back. Main menu. Yeah. Snow in Singapore, right? Yeah, we tried to go fly into a storm earlier. The live weather, it was out there. You could see the squall line. But it was still probably another 15, 20 minutes of flying beyond me, so I cheated and set the weather. All right, world map. KHPN. Westchester. And we're going to go to Millionaire. And we're going to jump in the Citation. CJ4 or the Longitude, Max? Longitude goes faster. CJ4 is closer to what you fly, though. Yeah. Can you go to Nantucket? Not tonight. Night flight to the Korean TMC. Oh, man, that's dark. Nobody's flown the Longitude on stream. Defect. Ian. I just saw your message, man. If they can, Ian, do you know if they're still around? Can they PM me on Discord or something? We can do something tomorrow, or we could do something on Monday. Okay. Yeah, just have him reach out to me. Probably not tonight. Let's plan for something either tomorrow or tomorrow morning, or we'll do something Monday evening. I'm happy to do that. Yeah, sorry that I just thank you, Ian, for following up on that. And Greg, if you're here, man, I'm sorry that I just caught that message. I don't usually pay attention to Discord. Are they coming out with dual cockpit? I don't actually know. I don't think they've actually said that either way, what their plans are. Whoop. Where are we? This isn't where I thought we were going to be. Oh, this is Millionaire. Is it? I think that's Millionaire right there. So we're at the guys next to Millionaire. Obviously, this is a non-handcrafted airport. Take a peek at it, though, here. I mean, so you have to, with these types of airports, you have to suspend your reality a little bit, knowing that they're not going to be perfect. But having flown into White Plains a few times, I could look at this from a distance and say, that's believable. Because that lake that I know is there. And you can sort of see the city. Well, you can't really see it now. You can sort of see the city out there in the distance. Yeah, for not handcrafted, it looks all right, man. Yeah. Okay. Set that zoom back out. General camera. I found about 25 to 30% zoom works pretty well to see. About 25% or so lets me see all the screens in most of the airplanes. Appliance save. Most looks about as good as most of the airports in my X-Plane install were. Yeah, it's probably not far from reality. I'd say the areas around the airports look better. Okay. Oh, having not flown this thing. Let's see if we can figure out how to turn it on. 50% fuel is fine. All right. It's got an FMS? Really? All right. There's no overhead panel. What do we have down here? Trims, engines. Those are flaps. Speed. Oh, it's got speed brakes. Panels, fans, ice protection. That's going to probably be the MFD, control, FADEC reset, pilot fan, climate control, fuel transfer, oxygen. So these are the ones we want up here. Battery. Left gen, right gen on. Those are stuck on. Those are stuck on. Avionics are off for now. There's going to be a starter somewhere. Engine run stop. Run. I didn't think it was going to be that easy. Ignition manual. Shouldn't have to do that, right? Do we need an APU? I know there's dynamic checklist. Where was the fun in that? Oh, it's got the wrong nav data. That's a problem. Okay, that's not going to work. All right, so we're missing something here. Cherry lines, passenger lines, doing final. Oh, there it is. Hey! Ah, there we go. All right, it's spinning. Hey! It started the jet engine. Monkeys hammering on a keyboard or typewriter will eventually make Shakespeare. This monkey hammering in a cockpit will eventually get it to turn on. Alright, left engine's on. Coming on now. Sounds are awfully quiet. Euphoric Rager, what's going on, man? Okay. And then we go position in it. Okay. Curious. This is probably going to be about the same level of fidelity as my guess. And then departing and arriving. There is none. Flight plan. There we go. Oh, yeah, right. KHPN. KPHL. Direct. Beautiful. Altitude knob should be there. We'll hit the N button, or B button. That'll get us auto barometer. We're gonna climb out of here. I don't know, 150 knots? Sure. Max? No, you guys do 250 in this. You guys do 250 going out. Start out in that direction-ish. Actually, you know what? Let's load what if we load the departure in? Is it... What's going to happen here? HPN 7. Put it through its paces here. 003, we'll take off runway 11. Why not? Okay, we'll take off runway 16. That's good. Well, it doesn't... No, it didn't do anything. Didn't work. All right. Launch flaps. Parking brake is that one. Woo-hoo, she got some power. Okay. Where am I going? Yeah, over there on the left. Throttle is an on-off button. Listen, you! It's got a bit of the hairdryer sounds going. Why did the engine sound like a weed whacker? I don't know. Study level sounds, that's right. Everything about this is study level, of course. I can't push the damn pedals that much. Surviving for now, thanks to CARES Act. Hopefully that doesn't change. Did the CJ4 was powered by John Deere lawnmower. It doesn't sound that bad. Good, the cleaning lady is here. Thankfully. So if you know anything about tech, all of the displays are done through HTML5. Like, there's actually a bunch of source code files that are in the airplane folders for the airplanes. I haven't gone and dug through them to see what it actually looks like. Like, I don't know if all the avionics are written like that, or if it's just, or if all the avionics are written in like JavaScript, or like what the deal there is. Oops. Vital longitude. Well, we're in this plane, so nope, that's not going to happen. All right, here we go. All right, let's listen to it spin up here. Ah. Holy crap. No, he just went around. Plane's got some power. They said a lot of it was written in WebAssembly, which doesn't surprise me. HTML5 files, yeah. Apparently it was too much power. The old bird couldn't handle it. The wings bounce in the turbulence. Don't know. We're a little busy. Really? Am I gonna have to run this thing at like 80% N1 for the climb? That seems incorrect. Oh, I'm going fast. Hey! Alright, autopilot. Yeah. Flight level change. Up to 16.5. Heading mode sync. Heading mode. Heading, autopilot, flight change. Good. Oh, man. Well, Sue! That was a level off. I'm gonna get back in the cockpit and make sure I slow down. Oh, no, no, it's going down now. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Maybe I should have kept it in vertical speed mode. No, okay. The autopilot's oscillating. Let's try vertical speed mode, see if it's any better. All right, or 10,000 feet per minute. You can do that too. Yeah, that's fine. Here comes the 16.5 level off. Nope, here comes the 16.5 dip so we can get back to some sort of speed. Not really sure what's going on there. Here's the overspeed where it stretches my wings. Oh, yeah.
Overspeed.
Yeah, you don't say.
Overspeed.
This is the most uncomfortable charter flight of my life. Uh-huh.
Overspeed. Overspeed. Overspeed.
Overspeed. Overspeed. Overspeed.
Overspeed. Overspeed. Overspeed. Overspeed.
Working on it, buddy.
Overspeed. Overspeed. Overspeed.
Vibrations on.
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
All right,
Overspeed.
how do we fix this?
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
Why are we going down still?
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
Oh, I did say.
Overspeed.
Ah, yes.
Overspeed.
The vertical speed doesn't have a minus. You have to look over here to see what you're actually doing.
Overspeed.
So we were descending.
Overspeed. Overspeed.
Helps to explain the overspeed. Fixed it. I know I turned on VS mode, but I went the wrong direction. And there was no VS minus on here to show me that I was going down, just VS 2000. And you had to intuit that you were that you were in descent mode. The frames are not very good here, that's for sure. What do we got? We are completely CPU bound right now. The GPU is running at 50%, frames are 25 to 30. Absolutely CPU bound. There's Newark though. I almost don't care. Because of that view right there, man. Oops. Overspeed. 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 Well, they had to focus on something anarchic. Given the state of the aircraft they've got in here, I don't think you want helicopters. I mean, they fly, like, I think it's the VFR stuff's fantastic. When we jump in that Super Cub after this, you'll see the VFR planes are great. But the VFR flying, I should say, is great. Oh, I see the pink line's where I'm going? Oh, yeah, interesting. Okay. Here comes the level off, bring the power back. Modera, good to see you. Do we see FPS issues mostly in planes with multiple glass cockpits? That's what I hear, yeah. I have not spent much time flying an airplane with glass cockpits, but what I've heard from other folks that have access to this is that, yeah, these airplanes that have these displays are murderous on the frame rates. So whatever's going on in the background in here needs to be made async, or some sort of optimization needs to be done. Am I using SLI? I'm not. Single 2080 Ti. It wouldn't matter. I mean, it truly wouldn't matter if I had SLI right now, because my GPU is only running 50%. This number right here. If I go outside the cockpit, that number goes up 60, 76. Like when we put ourselves outside the cockpit and we're no longer CPU constrained by the avionics. Oops. Where'd it go? Seriously? We're no longer CPU. Oh, there's two of them open. Yes. So, there you go. So we're no longer CPU constrained outside the cockpit, or as CPU. We're still CPU constrained because I'm not seeing 60. But we are seeing better results. As soon as I go in the cockpit, though, watch this GPU load right here come down. Right here. Now we're down. We were at 75, 80. Now we're down to 50, 55. Frames have dipped to 30-ish. Not as bad as they were a second ago, but still not fantastic. So yeah. SLI wouldn't do anything for us in this particular position. But you know what? This pre-release product. So I will give them the benefit of the doubt just for that alone. The sim has come a long way from some of the early alpha stuff. Like, looking at the state of the sim, when I first got my hands on it back in November, December, compared to what it is today, like it's almost a different piece of software. Do you think the sim will run on 2060? It's supposed to. That's above the minimum specs. I think that actually might be their recommended specs. So yeah, I think a 2060 would be fine. In fact, I can guarantee you a 2060 will be fine. Because I'm also running this at 1600p resolution. Like, if you're running it at 1080 or 1440, you can get away with a 2060 easily. Stefan the Don, good to see you, by the way. So I was watching another streamer, Spamfish, earlier today. And Spamfish was streaming and playing with a 4790K. So I think you're going to be all right. Flight simulator recommended specs. Give me the full picture. That's a terrible one. Find me more like this. Yeah, whatever. Pull that over here. So your minimum specs for your AMD systems are going to be a Ryzen 3 1200 and an RX 570. That's pretty low-end hardware. An i5 4460 on the Intel side of things and a GTX 770. Also very low-spec hardware. Your recommended specs are going to be a 590 or 970. So anything that's above those are fine. Anything that's above a 8th generation Intel or a Zen 1 is going to be okay. And their recommendation is, you know, the ideal is 2700X. So a Zen Plus, a 9th generation Intel, and either a Radeon 7 or a RTX 2080. That's quite the ideal there. But yeah, I mean, people have run it on the minimum specs and been okay. I'm going to do some stuff at some point with a cloud gaming PC and see how it does. Which is a pretty low spec machine, or a lower spec machine, I should say. Where are we at? 35 miles. We gotta probably start down. Oh, it's got some semblance of VNAV in there. All right, let's bring the speed back. We've determined flight level change does not work. 250 knots dialed there. And then vertical speed. Actually, let's go heading. Or sorry, altitude. Take it down to take her down to 5,000. We'll do it in VS mode. VS. And nose down 2,000 feet per minute. To Zulu Mike, thank you for 18 months, my friend. Appreciate that. Euphoric Rager, thanks for 32 months. Sorry I missed your sub there, Euphoric Rager. Cheers to both you guys. Thank you so much. Haven't not caught the streams in a while. Been working mega long hours. I'm glad to be in Flight Sim, man. It's so... I can't wait for everybody else to get their hands on this thing. I really genuinely can't. Cheers to both you guys. Thank you. This game is going to be brutal on anything not top spec. I don't think that's actually true. Like, it's brutal on my machine because I have this. I'm running high resolution and I have the graphics cranked pretty good. But I think you're going to be okay running it on a lower end machine. I don't understand why everybody is so. From day one, the joke has been, "Oh, you're going to need a supercomputer to run it." Like, no, I don't think that's actually true. Like, I know somebody today who was running it on a 970 and a Xeon. Or maybe a 1080 and a Xeon. I'm not really sure. A lower spec, far lower spec machine than myself, and he was running it on Ultra with 60 FPS. Probably at 1080p. I have no idea, Old Marine Gunny. Simmer, like, flight simmers are weird people. Myself included. I'll lump myself in there. You may need a super internet connection. We talked about that earlier, Air Fubar. A fast internet connection will help you, but you don't have to have a super speed connection. And for the airports that you fly into and around frequently, it's all going to get cached anyway, so you're going to download it once. Like, if you fly primarily in SoCal on Pilot Edge, you're probably not going to be using as much bandwidth over time as you'd think. Kilo Num 2, thank you very much for your support. Welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. Cheers. Yeah, we don't run X-Plane 11 Max. I mean, I'm running this sim right now on ultra high. I could put it on max, and I think it'd be fine. I'm running my sim down a notch simply because of my streaming. I want to make sure there's a little bit of buffer there so that I can stream without having to worry too much. Ian, thank you very much, man. Appreciate that, buddy. You're a champ. Murwaz says 6700K, 1660. I've seen and run it fine on high. I've seen a 3600X and a 2060S that matches my spec. It ran it on ultra, but I will run it on just high, I think. Yeah, you guys are going to be fine. I think you're going to all be very surprised at how well the sim runs on your hardware. I mean, don't fixate too much on this number down here, because I'm very much looking for a nearly worst case scenario here, okay? Bludgeoning my PC right now. Is there any PvP? I mean, you can fly with your friends. Is there PvP? No. There's no shooting down your friends. Come on, what kind of a heathen are you? All right, Philly winds are 0604 knots, broken 25,000. Yeah, well, that ain't broken 25, that's for sure. It's broken 2,500 maybe. With the winds being 060, we will come in on... we'll come into runway 9. We'll do 9 right. Four whole days. Are the GA study level? Nothing in here study level. The GA are good. We're gonna fly the Super Cub here in a few minutes. The GA planes are pretty good, but I would not call anything. I would not call any of these airplanes study level. I also hate the word study level too. That's ironically the title. Everything is study level. Yes, M to Pulse got it. Would you say GA planes are better than X plane default? I wouldn't say they're better. I'd say they're different. I'm not really into comparing one sim to another because, like, if all you're going to do is focus on the default aircraft, then you're probably not going to enjoy either one of the sims. It's more about the experience and sort of everything else that you're working with around the sides of the sim and whatnot. All right, let's keep the dream alive. Keep her going down. Head down 2,000 feet. Is this MSFS 2020? It is. TechnoBiz, welcome aboard. See how this does once we get over Philly here. Those dim frames are coming down. You got the clouds and everything else. How are the 3D Bing cities? Well, you're about to see one. They're pretty good. There's Philadelphia. There's the Philadelphia airport. Autopilot disconnected. We're going to fly VFR through this cloud layer. You just pretend you didn't see that. Am I going to land soon? We are. If you pay close attention to the ground, you'll notice how it is creeping ever so closer to us. A surefire indication that your pilot does intend to land this plane fairly soon. What's the gear speed on this plane? Probably not 220. Say? No, of course it doesn't. Don't even know what the approach speed is going to be. I could probably figure that out using the FMS, but hey, whatever. Will it give me any perf information? No, that button doesn't work. That was wishful thinking. How's that look? I think it looks pretty good. There's a lot of small local airports. Every single airport in the world is modeled. So yes. Okay. Gears down and 3 green. Flaps are down and indicated. I don't think there's any speed brakes to arm. Ground spoilers extend. Yeah, no. As if the perf button would actually work, right? Hey, I had to check. Alright, there's my runway. Hey, plane handles all right. Show us the outside when we're on the ground. A little busy flying right now. Plenty of other streamers that are showing you outside views. If that's what you want to see, I would encourage you to go watch any one of them. We are a stream focused primarily on aviation and flying things the way we would do it in the real world. There is horsing and goofing around, such as landing an Icon A5 on the Chicago River, or the former Meigs Field, but for the most part, trying to keep it above bar here. All right, 2x2, 2 red, 2 white. Gears down, 3 green, flaps down indicated. 500's checked. That's 4 red, that's too low. I don't know what the approach speeds are supposed to be for this thing. I'm just doing it by feel. I think Max went to dinner. Ben, you still here, man? How's Philly look? I'll take it. Did not forget the landing gear. We got the landing gear, yes. You want to notice? There's no runway distance signs out here to tell you how much runway you got left. And there's a truck in the runway. Okay. That's fine, buddy. You do what you gotta do. We all have our own purpose in life. Alright, here's your outside view. Oh, yes. Ops 3 strikes again. Go around, I say go around. Yeah, there's a citation. Not a bad plane. Low on the frames, but whatever. Not any worse than anything in X-Plane. Of course, the X-Plane stuff all uses the default FMS. There's that. He's putting the signs out. Runway's closed. No more. Please. I want a Philly cheesesteak. Oh, man, I could go for a cheesesteak right now. That guy could really go for a cheesesteak. All right, let's go ahead and stop this sucker. Pull the park brake. I want to hear what it sounds like when the engine's spool down. Inside's kind of lame. Okay. All right, it's not bad. Let's look around. Look at our airport. GA parking would be all the way over there. That's a bridge. Oh, hey, look. Level of detail. Looks fine when you do it like that. And this is a... I don't think this is a hand-built airport. I need to actually go read up on which... Because I know it's like JFK was one, Denver was one, probably Chicago here. I imagine LAX. I know Seattle was. Shut down to the taxiway. It's fine. All right, let's go Boston. We'll round out the night in Boston. Good suggestion. Nathan Dolphin, good to see you. Quantidin! What's going on, buddy? Good to see you, man. Very much hype. Thank you very much for 23 months. Cheers, man. Thank you so much. Real Sim Gear announced their products will work with 2020 as soon as Microsoft implements compatibility, so not right away. That doesn't surprise me. All right, let's go to Norwood. Taco83, thank you for 19 months, man. It does seem like yesterday. It's been quick, man. Cheers, buddy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Boston is not handcrafted, no. We're gonna fly my absolute favorite airplane in this sim right now. The X-Cub by Cub Crafter. Apparently it's cloudy out. Still VFR. I am very familiar with this flight that we are about to do. Norwood, we're going to go up to Beverly. Actually, you know what? We'll go fly over the city of Boston, and then we'll fly over Logan, and we'll head up to my home airport in Beverly. Oh, dude, this plane's so good, man. Uh-oh. Yeah, Chris, we can give it a shot, man. You can try to add me. I don't think it's gonna work though. I'll turn. Let me back out of this. I'll turn multiplayer back on, and we'll see if it functions. How many times have you flown this route IRL? Tons, man. Probably 25, 30 times I've flown around here. Am I a pilot? I am. A private pilot. I fly little airplanes for fun. I love seeing flight plans in a Twitch chat. Well, when we get into, so if you're new here, I do a lot of instrument flying. I do a lot of general aviation instrument flying. I use the sim as practice and proficiency building for my real world flying. So there's a lot of great value to get out of the sim. I will tell you that I learned to fly in the sim before I learned to fly in the real world. And I'm very, very happy about that. All right, I'm going to back out of here real quick. I'm going to turn the multiplayer on, and we're going to see if Chris can see me. I suspect probably not. Can we fly over your house? We're going to fly over my house, but I'm not going to tell you where it's at. What aircraft do you fly? A 172, a 182, and a Piper Archer. All right, put you there, do that. Then we're going to go to live players. Set yourself to live players, Chris. Oh, I can't if I do that. Oh, I can do all players. Regardless of their settings, let's say have multiplayer set to group only. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Because I don't want to fly. I don't feel like flying at night. Time. Oh, I can't set the time. No, yes, I can. Yeah, okay. So live, if we do live players, I'm stuck with live time, live weather. All players, I can go preset, use live weather, but set my own time. And that's what I want to do. We're going to see if Chris can see me. I don't think it's going to happen. KOWD is where we're going. I'm a public pilot. I guess there's some truth to that. Oh, man. Why don't you think it will work? Because Helipilot and I are on two different versions of the sim. I am running the release version. Like, what I'm running is what's going to release in 4 days. What Helipilot is running is the last alpha/beta build that they put out. So I'm not allowed to stream that particular build, which would allow me to play with him. What I'm stuck with is pretty much just people in the sim. I think. Like, we haven't tested it, but I'm fairly certain that's how it's gonna work. 4-4, what are you still doing up, man? You want to see Norwood that bad? Ah, dude, it's been fun tonight, man. I have so much fun in this sim. I don't care about the avionics being less than stellar. Like, people can talk about that. They can talk about the problems here and there, but like, I've legitimately just really enjoyed my time flying around in this thing. One of the reasons what sort of got me into aviation was a love for maps, a love for navigation, a love for sort of traveling. And oh, hey, buddy, clear prop. And I genuinely this sim just brings that out. Like, we can go anywhere in the world and see. Like, we went to Singapore today, and it looked pretty good, right? Like, just yeah. I don't know. I don't have words to even express myself for that. Just like, yeah, it's good. All right, fuel full. There we go. Let's see here. Master switch. Alternator stays off for now. Fuel pump can come on. We are in the Carbon Cub. RPM forward. Lean. Our full mixture. Crack the throttle. There, bro. Oh, yeah. No, fuel's on. What am I missing? Oh, yeah. The mags.
Retard.
It's not going to work without the mags. Paddle out. Thank you for the tier 2 sub for 24 months, man. I do appreciate that. Cheers to the OG. Thanks as always for the Flight Sim comfort food. Thank you so much, man. Cheers, buddy. Thank you for the tier 2. Won't you sit in the rear seat when you solo this? Not this version, no. In most Cubs, you would. So where's Norwood? We'll fly over Norwood. This Norwood Airport. Chris, are you in here, man? Were you able to get loaded up? So yeah, Norwood. That's the FBO. There's actually a sim center over here. Oh man. There's a full motion simulator in there that I've done stuff with, and more importantly, there's Tazo. Tazo is, well, here. Tazo maybe don't look so great, but Tazo restaurant's a Greek restaurant with amazing food. It's so good. Remember, what I said earlier stands true. Below 1,000 feet. Oh, a little choppy here. What's going on? Oh, the GPU's getting crushed right now. Below 1,000 feet, you start to see the cracks in some of the scenery. 2,000 to 5,000 feet, that was really, really where it starts to shine. And, you know, when you're down here pretty low, it's not bad. Rebel95, thank you for the 6 months, man. I appreciate that, buddy. Joe 404 saw his house. I guess that's all that matters. You found your house in the sim, right? Oh, yeah. There you go. And there's Boston in the distance. All right, let's go flying. Let's go to my home airport. We're going to call it a night. Cockpit. Yeah. Chewie showed some literal cracks, yeah. Looks better than any sim I've owned before at even low level, right? That's true. That's true, Dave. Dude, Toby, what the hell are you still doing up, man? I love this Super Cub so much, man. Or this Cub Crafters. Yup. Hey, there's a problem. That's supposed to be paved. Oh, taxiway's over there. Let's go taxiway. We're in a bush plane. Okay, well, it's got pavement there, just not perfect. Just take off right here. We could. Actually, I came in here one time and somebody was taking off the grass next to the runway. Like, I forget the wording that they used for the tower, but basically clear to land in the grass. Landing at your own risk. In the last 4 days, I've had my PC die on me. I got food poisoning and my sleep schedule is wrecked. Oh, that sucks, dude. Are you feeling better, man? Food poisoning's no joke. Copy the risk. Is Bill streaming tonight? Oh, yeah. Here you go flying, guys. Tail dragger action here. I'm ready. My body is ready, says Reggie. Study level trees. I'm better now and the PC's fixed, but it's like the week from hell. That sucks, man. Dave, are we gonna get you to stream some Flight Sim again, Toby? Or is this just gonna be your Zen time? Okay, here we go. Ready, hit it. Okay, so we go to 2,500 feet, or 2,800 feet, I should say. And we're going to look for Route 128. We're going to look for one of the highways. Actually, we're going to go downtown. We'll go downtown to Boston. We'll do 1,500 feet downtown, and we'll fly the city tour. I forgot we were going to do that. What is this road? That is... Oh, we can take that into the city, yeah. I can see the city anyway. Crossing 95. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's 95. Oh, no, oh, I see. We're about to. This is 95 right here. What is that highway then? Well, that's 95. Oh, right. Okay, yeah. 95 is here. Wow, I didn't realize we were that close. And then that's 93, and that's 95 going out that way. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, so if I were gonna go home from Norwood, I'd go to 2,800 feet, and I would literally follow that highway all the way up, and it would be my trip home. And that keeps us. If I do 2,800 feet, that keeps us out of the Bravo shelf. Have I flown over Yellowstone? I have not. Yeah, there's a lot of scenic stuff that I want to do that I've just never had a chance to. I kind of want to do that stuff with my buddies. Because like Yellowstone and whatnot probably give us some options for doing, you know, some off-airport landings and things of that nature. Yosemite. Yosemite. I hear they make good sandwiches. Benoit, good to see ya. I want to see what bush in Alaska looks like. We're going to get there. We might do that tomorrow. Beep my horn. Ha ha. Is that okay? Oh man. Good thing I don't have a social life, otherwise this sim would ruin it. Yeah, we gave all our buddies in EVE Online notice that, hey, we're gonna, like, our entire corporation in EVE is gonna disappear for a couple of weeks here. Pick some cannolis up from Mike's Lane right on the street. We might be able to in this plane. Maybe once I get better at flying it. So when I took Squirrel flying up here last year, the thing he commented about is how many damn trees there were. Like, you think of this as some huge urban area, which it is, but then you look around and it's just trees as far as the eye can see in all directions. Half-Shot Hero, welcome back, man. We're in Boston right now. We took off out of Norwood. We're going to fly over downtown Boston. We'll check out Fenway, Cambridge, MIT, and then we'll make our way up to my home airport in Beverly. Killing them! I'm very sorry to hear about your loss, dude. I'm so sorry, but I'm so happy that I'm able to help tonight. So, happy Friday, man. And as somebody who has lost both of my parents, like, it's gonna suck. I don't know if you've lost anybody close to you. It's gonna suck for a long time, and then eventually you'll start to remember the good things, and that loss stays with you, but the sadness and all that you feel will start to fade away, and will be replaced with hopefully good memories. So, but thanks for joining us tonight, man. I'm happy we're able to help you out, buddy. Met Todd Palin once. I asked him, because he calls them snow machines, what's the difference between a snowmobile and a snow machine? He says no difference. So I asked, why don't you call it a snowmobile? And he answered, because it's a snow machine. It doesn't make snow, though. If Boston were hit by a super hurricane that leveled everything, it'd be buried by 6 foot of trees. Wouldn't surprise me. Last of my grandparents and both of my parents also passed away. I lost my mom in 93 when I was 11. Ah, it sucks, man. I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. Friday nights are the typical nights for doing flight sim stuff. Gonna be a lot of streams coming up. Let's see. I don't really know Boston that well. I don't know it as well as I should. There's the downtown area. We go over here. We can go find Fenway. Oh, dude, Boston. Yeah, it's beautiful flying up here, man. So Boston Airport is a not a hand drawn. It's automatically generated or auto-gen or whatever you want to call it. Lego brick equivalent, essentially. We're gonna start doing screenshots for thumbnails again. Because it's time. It's time for the YouTube to come back. Alright, let's go check out. Alright, so if we crank over here, there's the MIT dome. MIT's campus and all that good stuff. Like I said, it looks a lot better if you don't zoom in on it. Thumbnail hype. I didn't have time to keep up with all the YouTube stuff, so I kind of just stopped posting. But that's going to start up with, obviously, with the new sim. This video will go up probably Sunday morning. And it will just be a steady stream of stuff. Alright, there's Mass Ave, and Fenway should be right in front of us. More or less. There it is. The Hyatt in Kendall Square. Yeah, you'll see the Sheraton up here for around Berkeley. The Christian Science Center, which is where I worked for a couple of years, is modeled pretty well. Obviously, Fenway is good. You can see the Citgo sign down there. A little bit of reflection off the window. Let's do this. We need a little golden hour action. Yeah, there we go. We're gonna cheat again. There's Fenway. Uh-oh. There's my sim going crazy. Please don't crash on me. Okay, good. I was worried for a moment. There's a river. There's a bridge going into the river. Oh yeah, Christian Science Center. So my when I worked at Wayfair, my office was right, or our offices, was to say, we're in that ugly ass building in front of the. Oh, you know what, Ian? Somebody, one of these days, we got to try to put the icon down in the reflecting pool. Joe, Boston people, that's got to happen. On Pilot Edge sim stalls. Oh right, yeah. Yes. Yes, we're gonna put the icon in the reflecting pool at some point. It's gonna happen. I demand it. Is 4-4 going to bed? I didn't see. 4-4, if you're going to bed, man, take it easy. Have fun tomorrow. Good luck. All right, that's too dark. I want to see some stuff again. We'll just go with daytime. It's fine. Fly over the Boston airport here. So changing time of days results in the sim pausing, it seems. Changing weather results in the sim pausing. It should. Maybe. Oh man, I might have done it this time. I think I crashed it. And crashed desktop. Nope, nope, we're good. Hey! That's the last time I'm touching that. It should recover. It didn't earlier. We had one instance earlier where it didn't recover. PE is going to hate this sim. Well, I mean, it's not like X-Plane was any better coming into, you know, LAX or something. Pause, 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 as it loaded all the assets in. Panda's Grim, what's going on? Do you think this game will kill X-Plane? Nah. I think it's going to put a dent in third-party, like, payware sales. Without question. I'm sure it already has. But the X-Plane's not. The sim is not going to die. And even if it dies on the consumer side, there's so much commercial stuff that uses X-Plane that it's not going anywhere. I mean, this I'm gonna have fun with this, and we'll go back to. There's a couple of airplanes I want to go fly back in X-Plane again. The Aerobasque Falcon, the Challenger, and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see myself doing a whole lot in those sims. Or that sim. Do we need to put it on an SSD? I recommend that you do, but you don't have to. Suffolk Downs model despite no longer existing. Is it completely torn apart, or is there still a track there and just nothing else? I went to a Cirque du Soleil that was in the parking lot there once. It's a good show. I deleted X-Plane 11 already. It depends on your priorities, man. There's so much VFR, there's so much group flight shenanigans about to happen. Like, yeah. There's also I don't know what that is. Pay no attention to the gap in the water. Oh yeah. I'm so happy about stream this finally. It's just Marblehead. Yeah, right. Well, that's Marblehead's over there. Yeah, my old boss had like a bunch of people in my old company live in Marblehead. My old boss had a nice house right on the waterfront. How many MSFF variants have come and gone in X-Plane's history? I don't think X-Plane's going anywhere. Nah. I mean, X-Plane's always been around. The reason why X-Plane 11 got as popular as it did is because there was no real replacement for FSX. So there was nothing that replaced FSX, right? FSX was the thing. Like P3D did some stuff, but even P3D had its shortcomings, and was still FSX at its core. I guess you could say this is still, you know, ESP, FSX, whatever in some ways, but they've done a lot of work on the engine. Oh yeah. I could fly over these environments for days. It's really cool when it's really cool that I know the area too. You can recognize landmarks and, you know, highways and areas and whatnot, and recognize my stomping grounds and areas around my stomping grounds and my breweries. X-Plane 11 was a huge jump over 10. Even previous X-Plane versions were pretty much the same old. Yeah, I give you that. But even X-Plane 11, like, they still are using... The airplanes were updated significantly. There were big changes that were made, but a lot of the assets in World were still the same as, you know, ages ago. Like the Lego brick stuff was really cool, but it was still using pretty low poly assets and stuff like that. Look at Corey. Look at the Corey at 3 o'clock. Oh, geez. Holy cow. Okay. I didn't know that was there. I wonder if they simulate tides. Because that's very much low tide. Tides aren't simulated. Oh, that's a bummer. Oh, excuse me. X-Plane 11 was the first version of X-Plane I flew, going back to like X-Plane 4, where the planes didn't feel like RC toys or models. Yeah, I can see that. Remember in X-Plane 10 how it all looked so damn plasticky? Like, that's the thing I remember the most about that sim. Everything had a very like all the cockpit textures just had a very plastic feel to it, or look to it, I should say. Yeah. Just look out the window for days. Yeah, that's about what I've been seeing Quantity. I mean, I'm seeing, like, it'll go lower, it'll go higher sometimes, but it's pretty consistently like 40 to 50. And this will probably be the only time I run the FPS counter. Or I'll hide it next time. But I figured people would care about that. All right, so for my home airport here, landing on runway 27, we're going to make our base turn, essentially abeam the water there. There's a little parking, there's a little center down there that we'll go into, or that we'll turn it, I should say. So we may go a little further than that so I can get this plane slowed down. We're going a little fast. So when you're coming in here at night, that shopping center right there is like a beacon. So that's about where you turn your base. You aim for the dark spot here. Oh yeah. There's a great Chinese place right there. Right there. That's the China Jade in Beverly. It's the dingiest place you've ever been into. You walk in there, it's one of those Chinese restaurants where like the carpet feels like it's moist, right? But the food is so good. If you've done any real life flying and you haven't been in the sim yet, like what's gonna shock you is the sight picture here as you're flying into your home airport, because it's like I know I have seen this particular view hundreds of times. I also know there's supposed to be pappies on the left side, but they're not there, and we're a little low. Holy cow! All right. But you're gonna get these sight pictures, and you're just gonna be like, man, this is like it's gonna throw you for a loop. Also, highly recommend binding a key or binding a button to move your view up and down, especially in these tail draggers. Nice timing. Tip 11,000. Thanks for the bits, man. Fly around Conway, New Hampshire. Freiburg, Maine, close to border from each other. Closest airport, Eastern Slopes, Regional Freiburg. Have to search for it. Probably not tonight. I think it's gonna be our last one tonight. Thank you for the bits, though. We're gonna do a lot more flying in New Hampshire in that area at some point. Probably next week, to be honest, because this is my stomping grounds. I love flying around here, but I'm also tired, and I'm doing another stream in 8 hours, so. But thank you very much. Rest assured, I will make my way up there. I promise you. Just make the 180 on the runway. If it's not busy, this is pretty much what we always get. HD simulation, good to see it. You're very welcome. So many New Englanders. Actually, it's kind of surprising, man. There's been a lot of them tonight. It's so much fun, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to do more. I've been looking forward to this for so long. I'll come up with a better plan for some of the next streams. Oh, they put a real control tower in. For the longest time, there was no control tower at this airport. It was just like this triangular pyramid of disgusting. That's a hell of a control tower they put in there, too. There's a fence right here. We come in, we park next to the fence. There's actually an office right there, not a parking lot. this is the sight picture for me. I have seen this sight picture so many times. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Beverly. Local time is currently 10:48 p.m. Eastern. I hope you all had a lovely flight. The way that tree is clipping into the tower kind of bothers me. There's a bus out there. I saw a traffic jam out here earlier. I'm like, I don't understand why there's so many cars on the runway, but whatever. Folks! Holy cow, it's been fun tonight. I have not been this excited for a stream in a very long time. So I want to thank you all for coming out. Thank you guys all for the support. Like, just an unbelievable night tonight. And I can't wait to do more of this. I can't wait to do more flying. I can't wait to do the group stuff. So if you're going to be around tomorrow morning, we'll be flying tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Eastern time. Flying with Squirrel, a few other guys, doing some multiplayer stuff. You want to see what multiplayer's like in the sim. And we'll go from there. We're going to be live on Monday. The goal Monday, if I can, hopefully Monday will be on Pilot Edge. We're going to do some instrument flying. And then on Wednesday, we'll go from there. And Friday, we'll go from there. So, can't wait for you guys to get it as well. Thank you guys so much. And we will see you hopefully tomorrow. Let's go find somebody to watch. Who else is live right now? Mustafa, Torbinator, Cruder. I thought you said Bill Ferrelli was live. Oh man, we gotta go find we gotta go find a really? No. Apparently everybody that's left here is bigger than me. I don't know, whatever, we'll let the auto host take care of it. Alright folks, we'll see you very soon. Have a good night.